Time. We're live. It's me and Tim tonight doing the live commentary. Watch along. We'll do kick by kick watch along. So, are you ready for this? We're live. We'll see you in 5. Well, good evening, all. Welcome to NUFC Talk TV. Like I said, it is time. It's time to obviously get the Gunners and put them to bed. Get those tear flasks ready because I'm sure there's going to be a few filling tonight. Hello, if all being well. But I suppose what we should do before we get into the game. I mean, the teams have just dropped. I've seen that, so we're going to have a quick look at the teams. But before I do that, I suppose we better do the housework. So me and Tim can just rattle on. Welcome to everybody watching across all of the platforms. You're more than welcome. But if you're watching on X at some point during the show, if you wouldn't mind, just give us a bit of a help. Get onto YouTube, have a look at NUFCtalk.tv, and then hit the bell, hit the subscribe, and give us a thumbs up. That just helps us get further. Thanks to everybody working in the background, do an amazing job as always. Keep up the good work. Don't forget, like as I've just said, to hit that like button if you're watching us. Enjoy the show, and obviously just helps us get further as a channel to other NUFC supporters. Subscribe again, it's totally free. Again, it costs you nothing, but it does us a massive favour if you can just subscribe. Again, hit the bell. Every time we upload a video, we are nearly always live, but we do a few recorded shows. But as soon as it gets onto YouTube, you'll get a notification on when that's going live or at least being shown. So hit that bell and you will get all the content that we do. If you want to help us as a channel grow, you can become a member for a small monthly fee. That'll give you obviously a chance of winning the giveaways as well as behind the scenes videos that we do just for members only content. And don't forget, you can also have a look at our webpage. It's nufctalk.tv. That's as up to date as we can do it, as long as we've got a valid person that's given us the information. We'll put it on there. Totally ad free. We do it for the love of the job, if you like. If you've got a question in the build up for me or Tim, then you can put a Q in front of the question and we'll do our best to answer that for you. Again, apologies. We can't mention everybody. There's usually, there's so many people out there in the chat, but we'll do our best to highlight a couple. But if you want to guarantee it, then use the $, follow the instructions, and that'll guarantee that message read out. Anybody that becomes a member or any of our beautiful members that wish to donate during the show will be highlighted and thanked as we go on. Already, there is 70-odd chats going on. And like I said, we've only been up and running for a few minutes. Right then, Tim, are you ready for this?
Well, I'll tell you when we kick off, mate. But a little bit nervous. I mean, to be fair, any game for me, like I'm always a bit nervous, no matter who it is. I'm always thinking, well, this could go wrong, that could go wrong. But with this game, the weekend has made things a little bit more complicated, and not just us, but with Arsenal winning so well, and they'll have loads of confidence. So, like, I think it just depends how we start. You know what I mean? If we can start well, I mean, obviously, an early goal would just be perfect, just to put things to bed, or not to bed, but you'd like to think we'd be going through then at 3-0. But it's the start, it's the first half, and the first 10 minutes especially.
A bit of a strange one, this, because obviously we, and Connor's already, I've seen throwing messages out there, bless him, our roving reporter, saying that he thought we'd go 3 at the back. and it looks like it's gone. So let's have a quick look at the team. Team is, I'm trying to increase that a little bit just so it's there for everybody to view if I can. It doesn't always allow me to do this, and it doesn't look like it wants me to tonight either. So apologies, I can't get it any more than that. So we've got Dubravka in goal. Obviously, people were wondering whether Pope had come back, but it doesn't look like he has. So Dubravka stays. Trippier's coming to the side. Botman's coming to the side. Fabian Shah, Tonali, Gordon, Isaac, All, Murphy, Byrne, and Bruno G. So a bit of a change to his lineup, which is obviously what we were all talking about, and we were saying about a back five in this game would probably suit. What's your thoughts on this then now?
I can see why he's done it. I mean, I'm not sure if I would have went five at the back, but I suppose ultimately it's like a full game, isn't it? These two legs, and just like we were winning at the Emirates, you change formation. Obviously, we're not going to go 5-5, yeah, but you ultimately you're winning the game 2-0. So from that standpoint, it does make sense that you would then, okay, we're going to switch to five at the back and see
Mm.
the South hit them on the break. So I'm just a bit concerned, I suppose, with getting penned back a bit too much.
Yeah,
And
that was
yeah,
my
I'm not.
concern. I mean, the one thing I love about what potentially we've got here, and for me, I hope Botman plays in the middle of the two, because he's the one that can throw himself in, where it hurts at times. We know what Dan Burn can do. We know what Fabian Shaw, and for me, what I wanted to see was more of a 3-2-2 1-2 system, where you've got somebody floating just in front of the middle two in the half space. Because when you've got that type of system, what it does, well, what it tells the opposition, they have to pull a body from somewhere to go
Yeah,
and sit in that half space. Now, it is a massive gamble. Um, but when you've got a fluid team like we have, you look at our mid three and the way our mid three plays. None of them are a six, none of them are eights, none of them are tens, but they all go within those areas. They all like to roam within those areas. And for me, it was always a case of, can we see somebody today that's just going to sit in that hole? And obviously, you've still got Anthony Gordon and Murphy in the side, so they're going to keep the width up top, and obviously drop back into the hole to support the two in the middle. So it's going to play more of a 5-4-1, if you like, which is Eddie Howe's favourite. But what I love about this is the fact that it should free up both, Tino and Hall. But I just don't know unless he's throwing Hall on the left side of midfield. It seems like with Trippier and Tino. Um, sorry, it's Tonali, not Tino. Tonali, Trippier being that man who's going to come and anchor in the middle of the park, it should allow lads from the middle of the park to get forward a bit more, knowing full well when we go forward, instead of Trippier then legging it down the line, he usually likes to come on the inverted right position and just sit in that half space. So I'm hoping, like you said, um, I'm hoping that we don't get bogged in. I'm hoping it's not one of these 90 minutes where you are literally just a 5-4 ram, and marking the 18-yard box. Because I
yeah,
think for 90 minutes, that is a gamble.
yeah. You're kind of asking for trouble. And when you're playing a quality side like Arsenal, you would back them to pick the door at some point.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
granted, I'm sitting here saying that, and we beat them 2-0 in the first leg, and we went defensive for the last half hour, and they couldn't pick our door. So I get that as well. But I think with, like you say, from what it looks like, 5-4-1, um, with having the two in the middle, they're
Mm.
playing three. Like, are we? That's where if they're going to dominate the middle, then how much pressure can we withstand if they're constantly trying to penetrate our back line, and it's a case of us just being in shape as opposed to getting on the ball in the middle. So like, I mean, I think at least you've got Murphy and Gordon out there to create that width, because I think sometimes with wing backs the problem is that when you haven't got the kind of wingers or the inside forwards, and it's two strikers up front, then you lack the width, and the wing backs get pinned back, and you get an overload on both sides where you've got the full back and the winger overlapping against your wing back. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's
Mm.
something I'm always uncomfortable with when you play with wing backs, if you've got two strikers on the pitch. But at least with us, I think having Murphy and Gordon out there, it can allow us to still come back against their full back and winger, but also overlap going forward if possible when we attack.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So
agree
we'll
with you.
see.
I mean, it's quite funny because I've just had a look at SofaScore, and because we've got so many defenders now in the squad, SofaScore are obviously going still with a 4-3-3 system,
Mm.
and really finding it difficult to actually work out a system that looks like it's going to be balanced.
Well, here's a question, Gary. Right, because Jolinton's not playing, is he? That's right. Yeah.
No,
Um, so
and,
do you
and
think?
they've got Lewis All playing on that inside left or left centre midfield
Right.
position,
Right.
with Dan Burn playing left back, which
Mm.
obviously I can't see.
No, no, be surprised at that. But do you think Eddie Howe would have done this if Joe Linton was fit?
Um, Again, that's that $64 million question. If I had the answer to that, I'd put the lottery on, mate. I think what you've got to ask yourself is, I think J7 would have started, because what J7 gives you is that um, person who's going to mess around. Yeah, he's always got the opportunity of getting booked early on. We know that, which pushes a lot of pressure on you anyway. But for me, it's always a case of, when J7's in the squad, he does give you that little bit of a needle, and he is versatile to go and play in the back line if he needs to. He's tall enough to compete in the air. He's strong enough to compete with the opposition by just blocking the runs, and that's the type of player he is. So for
Yeah.
me, he would have always been in the side if he was fit. Um,
Yeah.
who would have been left out for that? I'm not sure. Because, like I say, you're going to have to pull one of your centre backs, aren't you? If you're going to leave J7, because like I say, the way they've got it set up at the minute, it looks all over the place.
Mm.
I haven't had a good look for the Arsenal side, so I'm just going to have a quick look at that now to see if I can
Yeah.
find anything quickly. Um,
I mean, while
yeah,
you're
I
doing that,
mean, this
sorry,
this is
what?
sorry, mate. Yeah, this is how everybody else seems to see the team, and this is what's out on X at the minute, which is very much like I was saying. When you look at Trips, what this does here with these two, Trips does like to get into this space now, and it frees Bruno Guimaraes to go and sit in that space. And obviously, Tonali would be told just to sit in. Um, I would have looked a little bit differently, but I quite like this if the lads are, how can I put it, used to it. Now, for us to come out and play, you know, the first game of the season in the semi final uh, of the Carabao Cup, yes, we 2-0 to the good, but it can be confusing to a lot of players positional if you're not used to it. I like this. I like wing backs, especially the youngsters. I'm not sure whether Trips has got it in his legs anymore to get up and down that wing. But like I say, because we know Bruno likes to go and sit into that system just behind Isak and fill the half space. Tonali does the same, and Bruno will sit in. With Trippier will coming in from this right hand side into this position here, it allows them to continue to do that rather than just be two sitters in midfield. It depends on how Eddie wants the lads to actually go and attack the game. And I think that is the thing that I can say to you.
Yeah, yeah. I think the beauty of of what you're saying there is all these recent faults. Cher is perfectly placed on that side there to come across when Trippier does what you're saying he could do, where he comes inside, somebody to go out. At least you know Cher is comfortable on the ball to
Yeah, yeah,
receive
yeah.
it away from, like kind of inside right back position. So and I'm pleased Botman's playing as well. Whether it's this formation or whatever, I definitely would have had him in, but I think he needs to come back in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I said. I mean, we gone are got days, especially at the back. I mean, you've got so many players vying for the same shirt, and I think that to me is testament to how well the likes of Dan Burn has come into the side, and literally the shirt's his now. It's up to him to lose. The way I look at it, yeah, he's made a couple of mistakes, but all players have. I
Yeah,
mean, I go through all our superstars, and and I know there's going to be individuals that always look at the team as individuals and have some type of homage towards them. I haven't got that. I'll critique each and every one of them if I need to. I also praise everybody if I need to. It's not every day that you get our squad where you've got really good players sitting on the bench. We have in defence, but not today. And that is the other thing that scares me, if I'm honest. We've got our main three centre backs now playing today. What if them gets injured? Now we've lost Kelly. We've only got Kraft to jump as our mainstay in that position. So it's a gamble. It's very much a gamble from Eddie Howe, but in another 40 minutes, we'll see how it's going to pan out. There's a lot of
but
people
it's
saying
not.
comments in the chat. Stephen Harker, comments, please, Gary. I have no control over these comments, buddy. They should automatically appear. Uh, have you not got anything on YouTube and you go onto YouTube? Sorry, buddy. Because Chris is usually the man behind the scenes that does all the comments and stuff like that. So I do apologise, Stephen, if you can't see any of the comments. But usually, if you go onto YouTube and go along to just past the thumbs up, you've got captions, the CC, and if you press on there, all the comments should come up on your screen. Again, that's the only thing that I do. I very rarely look or have chance to look down these comments. If something comes up on my screen that I can see, then I'll highlight it on the screen. So again, mate, apologies for that because, like I say, it's usually Chrissy's domain behind the scenes. I've only got a limited access to what's going on. So let's have a quick look at the Arsenal team. Just going to have a quick double on here. It's again a very, very strong side, if I'm honest. I was it's exactly what I expect from Arsenal. So we've got Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Lewis Skelly, which is exactly what we said yesterday. Odegaard, Royce, and Partey in the middle. Trossard, Havertz, and Martinelli. So exactly the same team that played against Man City. And obviously they scored a lot of goals against City. And to a degree, it surprised me because obviously the one concern, and again, I saw that Connor had put in our chat that they are going to go out and break the bank apparently in the summer to bring in Isaac to the point where they are selling players to even the books up to try and bring Isaac to them, which again, I think that's one of them that's just going to run and run and run. So let's see. But again, a very strong side. Your thoughts on what you can see there, mate?
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough, and that side, like I say, are coming off the back of that win against Man City. So every single player is going to be going in this game, with confidence and momentum. I think Martinelli, is he playing on their right?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Martinelli played on the right and Trossard jumped in on the left, but for a lot of the season, Martinelli's been their left-sided player, hasn't he?
Mm. Mm.
So again, they play with this fluid system. It seemed to work with them because what you get with Trossard is somebody who will just come in from the width. Because that Lewis Skelly has done really well for them down that left hand side. So what that does when he pushes on, you've got the likes of Trossard who will just go and sit in the middle, and Havertz will come out, and things like that. So you've got a lot of fluidity up the top with them three. And like I say, they took all of their chances against Man City, and the reaction that I saw from Arsenal, and forgive me because I don't want to talk too much about Arsenal, but obviously we've got to give credit where credit's due. When they conceded against Man City, what I saw, the reaction was outstanding. They went man for man at the back. And you'd got the likes of Gabriel then just running into the middle of the park and becoming that extra body. So they went complete man for man at the back, so marking all Man City strikers, and they then went 6-on-6 in the middle of the park. So every player fought for that ball to get that ball back straight from the kickoff, to which obviously the press got straight at Man City, who were not able to deal with it, gave the ball straight back to Arsenal, who then went on to score. So, the one thing that, we were talking about and we have been talking about during the day in the chat, I don't know whether you've seen much of the chat today. We've been talking about, we should be going out and doing the press on them and really getting into them. And I said that the biggest problem I find, again, not really sure what lineup was going to be, was if you go too high and only half of the bodies are doing it, and you go man for man, we have been looking rather slow at the back when we've been turned. And what I didn't want is a similar event that we had at the Emirates, where we all push up to the halfway line. Martinelli does the turn, pushes it away from him, and Botman and him have the foot chase, and he's nowhere to be seen. And I think we've got to not give them those chances today. And I'm wondering whether that is the reasons why Eddie has gone three at the back.
I was just going to say that. I think maybe that is what he's got in mind, where you've got that extra insurance, where if Martinelli gets in behind or gets down the side, you've got that extra centre back to come across. So maybe maybe it's Eddie Howe's way of thinking, okay, we can be aggressive, we can try and get the first goal, but we can do it in a way where we've got that little bit of insurance. Because if we go out at the start of the game, hell for leather to try and get that first goal, like you say, we're going to be leaving that space if it was 4-3-3. I mean, I can see both sides. Maybe you've got to back yourself, but like you say, we do lack pace at the back. It is a problem. Push up. So, to be fair as well to Howe, I think we often kind of criticize him for being rigid, and kind of doing the same things over and over, whether it's tactics or whether it's subs. So with this, he's changed it up. So
Absolutely.
He's trying to nullify any issues before they happen. Whether it works, we'll see. But we can't kind of sit here and say Howe never tries anything and does the same thing over and over, and then maybe complain when he does try something.
Oh,
so
yeah, this is his plan B then, eh? So it's going to be an interesting one, mate. Because, like I say, it's the first time, apart from the 4-4-2, that he's played in the past where we've gone. I mean, obviously against Fulham, it was about, I don't know, 3-1, 5 or 6 at top at one point. It was all over the shop. I've just seen on there. I am going to go through the substitutes for both sides, just while we've got the lineup for Arsenal. They've got Setford, Kiwior, Sinchenko, Calafiori, Tierney, Jorginho, Marino, Sterling, and Nwaneri on the bench. And I mean, I like this young lad, Nwaneri. I think he plays with a freedom on that right hand side as a right winger. He has really opened my eyes to this team. And obviously, we know they spent a lot of money on this Calafiori and struggling to get into the side. But again, we said this lad who's come in, this Lewis Skelly, has done a tremendous job. Again, playing with a lot of freedom, has this attacking prowess in him where he's just running the lines, very similar to the way Hall does for us. So again, two young players that I think are very exciting, and I look forward to seeing how we deal with Lewis Skelly today on the overloads. And is this the? I was just thinking while you were talking there, with us having Dan Byrne, who we know he can go out on the left-hand side, naturally left-footed. We've got Fabian Shaw, naturally right-footed, and obviously Botman potentially sitting in the middle if that's how they line up. If our wing-backs, and I'm going to call them wing-backs now, start on a run and the ball gets turned over and gets lumped into the corners for the likes of their Trossard or Martinelli, whichever side they play on, to run into. What you've actually got there is a player that can go out there and close down, knowing fully that you've still got two tall centre halves in the middle. And we all know how vulnerable Shaw's been recently in the air. So that's their lineup. I'm just going to go over to Newcastle's, and on the bench they've got Pope. Wilson's back on the bench. Matty Targett, Kraft, Asula, Livramento, Willock, Longstaff, and Miley. So again, a little bit of quality on both benches. I look at this side, and if we can keep the likes of Wilson fit, and if the rumours are true, and Asula now he's starting to train down that right hand side as a right winger, and hopefully he can develop while we're keeping Wilson fit, that can support the likes of Isak. I think that could potentially be an outlet for us. It's going to be a difficult one, but I think there could be something there.
Yeah, I think, well, a fit Wilson, there's no doubt that he's a quality player, and if he was to stay fit, then we've got good options with him and Asula. But the problem is that there's clearly an underlying issue with Wilson, and has been for most of his career. And not to be too negative, but until somebody comes out and says, right, this is what the issue has been, or we have found the issue, we're not going to disclose it, whatever.
Yeah.
But it is, whether it's nutrition, whether it's, genetic, I'm just, whatever it is, until they come out and say that and say, we've found a remedy and we're putting this in place, then I'm a bit with Chris where, like he says, I don't want to get my hopes up. I'm kind of thinking, well, it's a bonus if he gets any minutes. So
Yeah.
great, those fingers crossed. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, I'm not going to be surprised if he's injured very soon, because there's clearly an underlying issue. Do you know what I mean? It's not normal to be injured this much, and nobody's came out at any point to explain what that underlying issue is. It's kind of as if, like, yeah, he just picked up another injury, as if like that's just a regular thing. But like I said, there's a problem there that we're probably never going to get the bottom of. And that comes back to the frustration with Asula not getting more minutes, where I think he could have contributed more and developed more potentially in the absence of Wilson. So you're not relying on Wilson to be fit. But, he's on the bench. So let's see. Let's see if he can come on and stay fit. Granted, he hasn't played in the under-21 games, but if he can be a nuisance and have that striker's instinct in the box just to get on the end of something, it could be massive in that way. And that's one of the points I just mentioned, Gary. I think, for me with Wilson, I'd be wanting, if I was a manager, I'd be wanting Wilson to play a number of games in the under-21s in a row until I'm satisfied that he is over whatever it is.
Whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to happen
this
as
hamstring issue, same old, isn't it? Just before we go any further on that, mate, I better just give Random Access. Thank you ever so much, mate. You've gifted 5 memberships. They've gone out to Darren and Toon TV. Welcome along. We've also got, is that Geordimic? Geordie Dimmick. Yeah, hey, I tell you, that's a tongue twister. Mark Dowling's also on there, and Jordan Laws. So welcome along, everybody. Again, That's how lovely these guys are that are members already. They gift anybody a membership. So again, if you can support us, continue your membership once it lapses. And again, just to say thank you to Random, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button for us and give him a thumbs up in the chat, that'll be great. So we are 28 minutes from kickoff. I've seen the lads out on the field already having a bit of a warm up. And I'd been looking throughout today and of War Flags being out and about doing their bits and pieces to try and build up the crowd. Now I have a feeling tonight it's going to be like the PSG game. I think it's going to be a little bit raw and a little bit open. That's exactly what you said behind the scenes when we were in the green room. You wanted to hear. Unfortunately, we don't hear anything from the ground. But you wanted to see that. You wanted to hear that raucous, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it's important tonight, and anybody watching this who is going to the game, I'd definitely urge them. Look, for 90 minutes or longer, let's just do whatever we can to put Arsenal off and get behind the lads. If they're low on confidence after the Fulham game, let's just try and give them that extra 10%, and show why St James's Park has a reputation that it does. But we'll see. Grant, everyone potentially is going to be nervous, but let's try and push through that. I mean, we can be nervous because we're watching in here, so we're
Yeah,
not going to be.
absolutely,
Nah.
absolutely. I mean, it is. I think that is our 12th man, isn't it today? Like I said, the game against PSG. I mean, I've been to some games, but that seemed, that's next level for me. The noise all around me was just extraordinary, and it'll be great tonight to listen to that roar again, if I'm honest. And I'm not sure whether. I mean, obviously, people will be at the ground now. It may be too late saying this, but there will be a slight delay for anybody going up Barrack Road. They are putting a bit of a cordon across the Leazy's car park end. So anybody going north up Barrack Road, you may be asked to divert or at least wait 10 minutes after the final whistle to get up there, because they're just trying to get the Arsenal fans away safely. So just a pre-warner. Yeah, I was going to say something then, but it's gone. But I suppose we better do. So I'll let you do this because I know you need to get up to scale with this. Have you had a look at any of the chats, and have you identified anything that's there? Do you want to go down any of the chats, say hello to some of our lovely viewers out there in Viewerland, and give them a bit of a thank you? Because I've got a bit of a dry throat, so I'm just going to have a drink, guys.
No worries. I can see Queen Heart is there. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you at Bar Logo. Let's have a look. Aye, Tiger's in, so hopefully put a smile on his face tonight. Somebody says here, let's have a look. I can't find. I think somebody said they were really nervous for tonight. I mean, and I get that. Like, I understand. Like I said, I think the first 10 minutes are vital. If we concede in those first 10 minutes, then it's going to be, like you say, squeaky bum time. But if we start off confident and even get a goal, then it's just going to relax everyone. Let's have a look. Let me just check something else here. We don't even care about the League Cup. Let's have a look. I'll show this comment. We don't even care about the League Cup. Couldn't care less if we get knocked out. We want the league. We want the league, I'm assuming, and UCL. So I'm assuming that fan doesn't care about the League Cup. Are you mute, Gary?
Sorry, I'm muted because I was coughing a little bit in the background. Yeah, he could be an Arsenal fan. And again, welcome to everybody who is a Gunners fan. This is an open channel. Happy for you to comment in the chat. But again, be respectful to everybody else that's in there. That's all we ask. Opinions are great, and we look forward to them. But again, as long as you're, not naughty and start having a go at each other, you're more than welcome to have your say.
Yeah, you're right, Ben. Seeing it right there. Let's have a look.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult, isn't it? Because again, like I said, before we'd even started the show, there was 70 odd chats that had gone by. We hadn't even had a chance to have a look at. And then you want to get into the teams. But just before we crack on with it, because like I say, we've got a couple of minutes. I've just had a video from the mighty Win himself, so we'll play this, and hopefully you guys can hear it. So this is the mighty Win at the ground.
That's coming.
So if I'm doing 12 hours a week instead of
just to check you're okay with you being on YouTube, aren't you? There's no issues with you being posted on YouTube today?
Shut up.
All right, everyone, live outside of Aspers. Today is a big day. NUFC Talk TV having an interview with our very own, the mighty Win. Here you go.
And the mighty Win in his zebra suit, but who says a leopard cannot change his spots? The leopard being Eddie Howe, and tonight, ladies and gentlemen, can you believe we're going 3 at the back? 3 at the back. Does this signify a defensive attitude from the start, or does this signify freeing the wing backs to push up and control the game?
Okay. So in the taxi you were pretty grumpy because you hadn't had your pint yet, and I asked you, I said, what if we play 3 in the back? And you said you would like that. You would like it because you've got Hall and you've got Tino that would be wing backs rather than full backs.
Correct.
Right? So tell me more, what do you think?
Well, that's absolutely right. You said, would you know, let's talk about him playing the 3 at the back. I says, I wouldn't mind 3 at the back at all, but could I say Eddie doing it? No, I couldn't. Managers learn. Managers learn, and could this be yet another little tweak that's happened that all of a sudden projects us into another run? That's what I'm hoping for. I like the look of the side with J7 obviously not being available. I also like the fact we've got Wilson on the bench.
Yeah.
And bring it on, I said. I've been confident all day. I'm still confident now.
Okay, let's think about all scenarios. If they take an early lead, what's going to happen? How are we going to shape up? We're going to end up having to sit back, but then take a counter attack to see off the tie. If we get an early goal,
what's all this? If they take an early lead, I'm sick of hearing that. What if they score first? What if they score first?
They've just bypassed City.
Where is yes? And they've had 180 minutes plus at St James's Park, and they've had 1 shot on target. 1 shot on target in 180 minutes.
Fuck fucking Arsenal!
There we go. There we go.
There's always one.
I know. Anyway,
as we were saying, yeah, listen, I'm more than happy to see 3 at the back. In fact, if you watch the forum, or if you are involved in the forum on the WhatsApp group last night, you'll know that a lot of people were suggesting that, and a lot of people were like me saying they couldn't see Eddie doing it, but he's done it. Let's go. I'm happy. You know, I've always been happy with it.
I think, you know, as I was walking into Newcastle Centre today, there's a lot of people just around. I think there's a lot of people not going to the game coming into Newcastle Centre. There's a lot of people that are clearly had a few too many to drink. But I think the atmosphere is going to be great, and the Sam Fender thing is going to be good. The pressure's going to be on the players' minds, like, because we haven't played well.
Do we know? We've just had a rumour that Sam Fender's coming on before the match.
Well,
and we got an email from anybody who's got a ticket would have got an email from the club saying please be in your seats for 7:40. So that suggests that there's something's going to happen. Apart from obviously we know the war flags displays there with the blue star and the Leazer's end.
Right, yep. So I think all official correspondence so far in what I've heard is that there's going to be Sam Fender's saxophone player on the top tier of St James's Park on the roof playing the classic local hero. You'll be playing local hero to everyone, and I think that might be just before the game. It might be that it's a live local hero when they're coming out, which might be really interesting to see. So you're going to have to get your pint down here and get going.
Don't worry about me getting me pint down, get going. I'll be there, there's no doubt about that. Listen, folks, enjoy the show. Hit the likes if you haven't already, by the way. If you're watching on any of the other platforms, X, TikTok, switch over to YouTube. Please hit the likes, because it really helps the channel grow. And bring it on. Let's have a look at what's going to happen tonight.
And I'll see you all after the match. And I'm sure the mighty Win will be with us as well. And hopefully, fingers crossed, outside the Strawberry for everyone that wants to come down. Just look out for the sign, and looking forward to seeing you there. So all of us from NUFC Talk TV, signing out.
How are the lads? And lasses and bends.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Doing a great job, to be fair. The lads are Amrit with his camera and his mic now. Like I say, anybody that wants to go and have the say, you can. If you're close to the ground, haven't got a ticket, or you're having a pint around the ground, go and have a look just at the side of the Strawberry, where the I'm going to say the club shop used to be. Just outside there in that little car park. Amrit's there with his A-board, his sandwich board, and his mic, and he's doing his best for us. So I've just seen that. You know what? You might be lucky that we have no sound, because obviously this is being shown on Sky Sports today. And I've just seen we've got Gary Neville, dulcet tones. So I'd rather listen to nobody, mate, to be fair, than him. It's an interesting one. So what do you think of the referee in the middle? Do you think Mr. Hooper, this is his fourth visit with the Newcastle boys, and we've lost 2, won 1. So is he about to get the draw, do you think?
Let's have a look. I'll need to see him. I go by visuals with these people, not the
Oh,
name.
right, okay. He's the lad with no hair. He's a baldy.
Right.
Remember him? Quite stocky lad, Simon Hooper.
Let's try and...
Betsy's saying 2-tune. Lovely to hear from you, Bets. Rugby Analyst has put some great stuff in, because obviously he's been doing it. He's quite happy with the formation by the looks of it. He wanted and predicted, I think, during the chat that we were going to go 5-3-5 type of thing, 3 centre-backs. But like I say, it's different. Certainly not seen this before. Davey T's in there. You've already said Queenie. Craig Lee. Like I say, you guys have commented loads. Broken Flask. There you go. He's a new one. I haven't seen you before. Welcome along, buddy. Stephen Harker, obviously. Geordie Rev, he's in the background. Welcome along, bud. Who else is in there that I've seen? I've seen loads of people. Obviously, Beer's in there as normal. Mighty Mag's in there. Our trusty crew and Queenie. These guys work tremendously well behind the scenes. And that's Vaughan Van Dam. I've not actually seen Newcastle United man. Why? Oh, he's a Newcastle fan. There you go. There you go. Welcome along, matey. It's just because you get a new name, and we didn't know whether you just jumped on, but you're more than welcome. Benjamin's in there as well. Tobias Matson's in there. Welcome, obviously, Chris the American Mag. He's at work, but I'm sure he'll be watching every move we make. And Ronnie Turnbull. I had got your prediction, buddy. I'm sure the lads have got it, but I've sent it to them anyway. You said 3-0 to win. So again, lads, you've got best part of 15 minutes for anybody that wants to change their prediction. You can do. Now you've seen the lineup, you've got that extra time. But as long as it's in before the whistle starts, it'll be valid. If not, no go. So if you see any scores come in, Tim, and I miss them, just star them for us, mate, will you? And then we'll have a look at them at the end of the show. Gavin Fuller is in there in the chat. Welcome, Gavin. Who else is there that I haven't mentioned? There's loads of you. Oh, John. John. Is it Jan? Jan Eric's in there. That's a nice name. I like that. Again, another name that I haven't seen. Thanks, Rugby Analyst, for all your work as well, because you do some some nice stuff in the background with your comments. I love some of your comments. Um, who else is missing? I think I've done all them. Trolls is in there. Hi, Trolls. Great to see you, buddy. Tony T and the Revenge of the Crumpets is in there. And have you? Can you see this on the screen? I don't know whether you've got it. You've got the lads warming up.
Yeah,
If you see it at the bottom of the screen, so you know it's ready to go. I've got the ability to watch Sky as well, but for whatever reason, it always delays behind Chris's, even though it's live. Drives me insane on my computer. I can never get it to tally up with Chris's. I'm just having a look at seeing what the flags are like. They've got Sandro, ole up there, all lots of black and whites. And like I say, there seems to be a lot going on. I'm just waiting to see if we have got something from Sam Fender coming our way.
It's a bit like if he's not Sam Fender, but if he's saxophone players at the top of the roof. It's a bit like Spurs, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? They have somebody playing the trumpets, when the Spurs go marching in.
I'll leave this one for you because I've just had Connor come in with a question. That one's yours.
Okay. Starting is trying to stop him. Honestly, I think Eddie Howe will he'll pick a team based on what he think will win that game. He won't let any outside situations, I think, affect that decision. So, I mean, what I would say is I think Howe still rates Trippier highly. Do you know what I mean? So, whether he was going to play in this game or not, then I think Howe is completely sincere if he was to say, look, I want Trippier to stay, or want to stay. And, I think he would pick a team based on who can win that game. And Trippier, from what I've seen, I know you've said, Gary, actually, I think you've kind of said how Trippier is kind of not the same. What I would say is when I've seen Trippier warming up, he's always engaged. He's always trying to help out the lads. He's always instructing, the defence, do this, do that. And on the pitch, he's, 10% below maybe what he was last season, certainly when he first came in. But I haven't seen anything that tells me he's switched off. And I think Howe feels the same. And he's wanting to give Tino his chance. But I think Trippier is still a very useful member of the squad to have.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just think he's on the decline. That's my unfortunate stat. He doesn't give you the outlet that we used to have with him down the line. It doesn't matter who was playing in front of him. There was always a nice interchange between the three of them, whoever played there, mainly Longstaff, obviously, who played right centre midfield, and whether it was Murphy or whether it was Miggy up top. There was some nice interchanges. And obviously, Trips was one of our mainstays for assists. And unfortunately, I don't know, obviously, the collapse of a relationship, losing us against Chelsea with then the Everton game where he made mistake after mistake after mistake. It seemed to all come together. And like I say, sometimes football is psychological and it can have a massive effect on you and it can age you as a player really quickly. But yes, I know he can do us a job. But if you think, and I'm going to ask you this one, Tim, because I know you love your football. I go back only a season, if you like. And Trippier's dead ball scenarios, our set pieces, you always had one player that would take our dead balls if Trippier was on the park. He can't even really get involved in that anymore. He does, he'll go out to the right-hand side, our left wing, and he'll curl one in. But then sometimes he'll just put his hand up and he's pushing for people to get into that position for support because he just hasn't got the recovery anymore. And I think sometimes by us doing that, I think, maybe that is one of the reasons. I mean, I'm only assuming here. Maybe that is one of the reasons why we've gone through at the back is because if Trippier goes to do our set pieces, he hasn't got that recovery back into his position quickly. And we rely very much on the likes of Murphy dropping in there. Or one of our midfielders. I mean, last week I saw Tonali in that position a couple of times in the right back position when Trips come on. So I don't know. Is my honest answer to that, and I don't want to sit on the fence. But I think if Trippier was going to go, like I say, we've still got another week. So are they trying? If they are thinking about getting rid of him or selling him rather than get rid of him, that's a horrible saying. Are we looking at trying to get more money for him to be literally in the shop window now? You know what I mean? There's lots of
I know what
avenues you
mean.
can look at.
Yeah. Eddie Howe, I don't think thinks that way. He is removed completely, in my opinion, from that sort of thought process of we can get him some minutes, get his price up, etc. I honestly don't think he thinks down that line at all. And yeah, I forgot actually the window's still open for Turkey, isn't it? So yeah, obviously you could still go.
Absolutely.
So with what you're saying there about set pieces, the one against Fulham, Trippier I think should have taken. Was it Fulham where Isak took it?
Yeah.
Was that the Fulham game in Bournemouth?
It was, wasn't
Right.
it? It was.
It was one of them. It was one of them. And there was both standing over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Isak took it, but Isak was in obviously a rich vein of form. Do you know what I mean? He's saying, "Look, I fancy this," and it's like, who's to argue against Isak? But I think Trippier, because he hasn't played as much, you know, obviously we haven't then seen him as much on set pieces. And Lewis Hall has had good delivery as well himself, with some in-swingers as well. So I think Trippier is obviously, like you say, on the decline. I agree with that. He is. Any player is when they get to a certain age. But I would like to think that while his pace, you know, will be taking a hit as he gets older, his set pieces and his technical ability is still good enough to cause the opposition problems from set pieces. Now, granted, you have to recover, like you say, defensively, but I wouldn't want to switch up everything based purely on that. If Trippier can cause problems from those set pieces, I'd still want him to get involved with that. I mean, again, I go back to kind of what I said, you know, before on this about horses for courses when you're picking a team. I think you can play Trippier sometimes if the opposition dictates that that's going to be the best thing to do. You know, if we're playing certain sides where, you know, like tonight, obviously we're playing wing back, so it's different. But in terms of a back four, if you're playing against a pacey winger, perhaps Tino was the man. But in other games, you know, I think the odd game here and there, Trippier is an option to come in and do well. But don't get us wrong, you know, he's not the future.
No.
Kraft is obviously there as well, and I do rate Kraft. So you could argue you got Tino and Kraft for that right back spot. Although Kraft is covering the centre back spot as well, really. But as well, I just say, Gary, I think it is about the player partly as well. If Kieran Trippier is absolutely desperate to move away, you know what I mean, and he's saying, look, it's something I really need, like you say, mentally, psychologically. I'm at this point now where I need a change, whether it's my personal life or just football wise. Then you've got to take that into account as well. And I think, like I say, when I've seen him on the pitch and warming up, I've seen him be professional, helping lads out and that, and being switched on. If he's got other issues and he wants to have a change, then maybe you've got to take that into account as well, if you think that's going to cause an issue for the next 6 months.
Yeah. Just while we're on the subject, obviously we've got on Sky, there's a massive showing of the ground. It looks absolutely amazing. And as you can see now, we have got the saxophonist actually in the ground playing away. So it's a nice touch, mate. To be fair.
Yeah, definitely.
It's what you said. I thought it was too good to be true to see Sam Fender turn up, and because they were saying it was potentially Sam Fender and another, but obviously it was just the saxophonist. It's easy for me to say.
That's it.
So, mate, have you managed to get yourself sorted watching the game?
I'm just doing that now, mate. 2 seconds.
So, guys, obviously, while we are just on the verge, the lads are coming onto the field, ready to obviously shake hands, and not sure whether there'll be either a minute's applause or a minute's silence for Alan Shelder, who sadly lost his life this week. Be nice to see something, I suppose. But it's certainly buzzing at St James's Park tonight, from what I can hear and see.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good.
Yeah, it looks phenomenal, mate. I'm really impressed with it.
It's what we need in terms of just get over the Fulham game. Do you know what I mean? Just reset mentally. Fans as well. Let's just lock
Absolutely.
in.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Just go with the flow. So, like I said, if anybody throws us something while the game is on, Tim, if you can just show it, or if not, then I will try and if you can commentate or talk about the game, and I'll show it. But like I say, we are going to focus mainly on the game for the next 45 minutes. So if we miss anything, we'll try and pick it up at half time. But I just thank you for your for the audience for being with us on this fine, exciting evening. I've got a little bit of a knot in my tummy. I'm not going to lie, but I'll say it again. It's ours to lose, not theirs to win.
I mean, Arsenal, they'll go into it. They'll be like, okay, let's just get control. Do you know what I mean? They'll just be wanting to get a grip on the game, and they won't be wanting to panic either themselves. So I think maybe entice them. Do you know what I mean? With this formation as well, you can entice them to come on here and then really hit them on the break and really expose the space that they. I'll just say as well, I think it is really important that Isak does the dirty work in this game. With him being up there, we need that out ball, and he needs to hold that ball and use his technical ability to bring others into play. When it's going to be tough, he's going to have those centre backs around him, but it's so important that he can keep it to get us up the pitch, especially in this formation.
So he just looks like they're getting themselves set up. Have they done the toss yet? I don't think they have they? Just waiting for the toss. So obviously we're winning the first leg at 2-0. So aggregate score at the minute is 2-0. So Arsenal have got to come at us big style in this one. So it's going to be interesting to see whether we're cautious and want to pick out the space behind them if they do decide to go man for man. I still believe, as we've seen from Isak before against Arsenal, he's got the beating of the two of them. And I think they're probably the best pairing centre-halves in the Premier League at this moment in time.
Yeah, and it looks like it's rocking as well. Everyone's got the scarves out there.
Yeah, it's a big game. So it looks like we are kicking towards the Gallagher the first half. And we've kicked off.
No, we're kicking towards Elise's, aren't we?
Elise's end, sorry. Yeah, we are, sorry. That's just where the camera were. It was confusing then, because obviously I'm looking and thinking about the Southampton game. They've gone long straight away, by the way, to try Ryan. I think that's going to be what they're attempting to do for most of the game today. They're going to try and get us turned facing our own goal.
Not ideal to have a set piece of defence straight away like this, but
no. There's a foul for Arsenal just outside the box. All their big guns are, what Arsenal are like with the set pieces. This is probably, their dangerous acquisition. We're in the first minute, and we've already got. Yeah, absolutely. Header away from goal, which will do for us. It'll be a corner for Arsenal. Not a great start to the game.
Yeah, you don't want to set the tone where it's just going to be camped in.
No, not at all.
Yeah, they've got that free kick straight away. They've got the corner now, so yeah.
Everybody go with the man and follow the runners, because, like I say, they've got some Some decent set-piece coaches there by the looks of it, the way they do their corner kicks. Everybody's moving. Lots of movement in and around, moving players out of the position. They've gone short this time. Just tried to drill it into the box, and now Murphy's got a chance of running into grass here, just towards up the halfway line on the left-hand side. He needs a bit of support, Murphy, but he's doing well actually, and he gets a bit of a tug from Martinelli. You tracked him back, and that was really good running from Murphy, I must admit, because he didn't gamble there. He didn't just panic in that situation. He did really well. There you go. Thank you so much, Random Access, for that £10 gift, sir. You are an absolute star. Number one fan indeed. You deserve it after that one. Yeah, but well done for Murphy too, actually keeping the ball, running with the ball, and not panicking, like I say, under.
It's defensively as well. When they played that short corner, they were trying to do what we do sometimes, where it's a short corner, back heel. Do you know what I mean? But Murphy, he was blocking that off. He didn't dive in. He just kept his body shape to block that off, and then won it, and then travelled up the pitch like that. It is little things. You know what I mean? I think sometimes people overlook Murphy. Don't get us wrong. We need a right winger. We do, obviously, but you've got to give him his dues, Murphy, when he turns it on like that.
Gordon goes short to Tonali. Tonali knocks it into the box. Headed slightly clear, but it's only come out to Trippier, who little feedy ball down the width of the penalty area. Again, back to Shaw, who hammers it to the back post, and that's gone to nobody. And it looks like Isaac committed a foul on the 6-yard box, so it'll be David Ray. He's been a bit whistle happy at the moment, Mr. Hooper, in the middle of the park. Into the 4th minute. Nothing really happening. Arsenal have gone long again. Tonali picks the ball up in the centre circle. It's fed up into the corner with Isaac. Isaac's running in on the penalty area. Goal! Get in! They've allowed him the space, and he's absolutely nailed it. What a goal! Get in! Great vision from Anthony Gordon. Absolutely tremendous ball from Anthony Gordon.
That's high. I mean, there you go. And it's what a perfect start that is. Like, we can just relax now. They're absolutely gutted, Arsenal. You can see, because obviously 3-0. That is so good.
It's a long way back now.
It's what we said, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Just hit one on the break. The space could be there if they're pushing up.
Yeah, Raya goes long over the halfway line. Like I say, there was good contest at the back there with Botman. And the ball breaks from into the middle of the park. It looked like Tonali was just going to run to it, but Anthony Gordon said, "No, that's mine. I'm feeding in Isaac," who would gone on the inside right position, who'd got lots of grass to run into. Like I said at the start, he'd got the beating of these two, and he just hammers it into the roof of the net. And it was close, I suppose, but he looked onside to me when the ball was delivered.
Is VAR in play? Is VAR in play for this leg?
Well, it doesn't look like they're going back to the screen. I thought it was in play in the semi-finals. Well, that's a great start.
I mean, it looked close. Do you know what I mean? I'm surprised if they're not taking over that, watching the replays, but I think they're coming back to it now. I think it was Botman did brilliantly win it first.
He did, absolutely. And like I say, Tonali was just going to run into space, and Anthony Gordon took control of that. He saw Isaac that was just going to peel into the space. Like I say, played in that inside right position. And once he'd got that space and he was running with the ball, there was only one way. Brant, thank you so much for gifting some memberships. I'm just going to quickly, before we start again, see where they have gone to. They've gone to Harry, Jay, Kevin Ball, Andrew Rogers, and Ray Fagan. There you go. Welcome all. I mean, Ray's an old one from times gone by. He does the lads. They are looking at VAR by the looks of it. But welcome all to all the new members. Now, is it been disallowed? It's been disallowed, guys.
Shit. I mean, I thought it looked like he was just off on the replay.
Offside, just offside. Yeah, but I mean we reset. It's a shame that, because like I say, I thought he was just on line.
We don't get us
there.
wrong. I'm for having a slight leeway personally, because with VAR, I think it rules out goals where there's no real advantage. I mean, I'm not saying specifically this one, but in general, I think there needs to be a very, very small leeway for the attacker.
Yeah. Raya goes long again. Again, well contested by Fabian Schär that time. Up to the halfway line with Isak. And
well important.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all the Newcastle players at the minute are touch tight. Trips was that tight then. He's obviously looking at the label on the back of his shorts. Committed a foul just inside the Newcastle half, just on the halfway line. So shouldn't really cause us any issues, as long as we obviously look at the players. But again, you've seen what their intentions are from the outset, Tim. They're going long, they're contesting every ball, looking for that 50-50, very much like they did against Man City, which obviously did them lots of favours. So maybe Eddie Howe had a little bit of a look at his globe, his crystal ball, and maybe he's looking at that, how they played against Man City, and set up a side that can compete with that.
Maybe he knows what he's doing, Gary.
Maybe that's the reasons why he's the head coach. There you go, and there was a little try and give and go there down the side, but it was a deflection, and I think that may have gone out for it's gone out for a throw-in, luckily. Trips saved that corner kick there. Well done, Trippier. It's difficult, again, guys, I'm going to apologise if I get any names wrong. It isn't the best feed from America that we have, but it's a great feed because we were able to watch the game. So if I do get any names wrong, it's only because it's not as clear and cut as you think. So I may not talk about all of the Arsenal players in detail because, like I say, I don't know them very well. But obviously, I'll do my best with the Newcastle players as we go. So Arteta, I think he's wearing about 4 watches. Arteta, he's going to be looking at the time for every time we delay any set piece. Dubravka goes long. That's what I like to see. Nothing in and around our box to play about with. Trippier gets the head on the ball, and again, not contested in the middle enough for me. Barnes on this left-hand side kicks it up the field towards Gordon. Gordon, again, Thomas Partey and Gordon just having a little bit of a come together there. It was a bit soft for me, that one. And he's given a free kick to Newcastle.
We know he goes down easy. Do you know what I mean? Let's be honest. Gordon. But you can see the crowd involved. Do you know what I mean? And I think Partey looking there, he was looking at Gordon. He knew what he was doing there.
Yeah. I mean, there was contact, wasn't there? But I mean, like I say, unfortunately, Gordon goes down as if he's been hit by a bus.
Yeah. And don't get us wrong, I think Gordon needs to calm that down, because sometimes he goes down when there isn't much contact at all. And it's like, play the game. You should be better than that. You should be better to beat your man.
Yeah, I think that went against him against Fulham. So the ball come into the box, contested there, but it's just cleared by Arsenal. Trippier picks it up in the centre circle and gives it back to Dubravka. Like you were saying, I think that went against him against Fulham, because it was definitely a foul. I thought he'd gone down really cheaply again when Jimenez scored, and the referee didn't give the foul there, and obviously Jimenez then had lots of grass to run into, and they went on and scored.
Yeah, I think with that one, I think he was just looking for just too much.
Yeah, absolutely.
He could have went on,
Yeah, I think him and Bruno need to pick that up a little bit and not go to ground as much as they do. It's great to get the free kick or whatever it is, but like I say, I think you've got to be careful in areas that you don't need to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how high up Lewis Hall is there, by the way.
Yeah. Lewis Hall is playing in midfield alongside Tonali, as daft as it looks. Bruno's pushed in. He got a chance. Oh, he's given Isak a foul there. I thought we got a chance again here. Isak just took a bang on his front of his knee. Simon Hooper's having none of that quick start nonsense.
Well, I think already, I can't hear it back. I can imagine the crowd are getting raucous because Arsenal are trying to play quick and they're not taking it from the right position.
Yeah.
So it looks tasty. Looks tasty out there.
It does look very tasty, mate, to be fair. Long ball again. Gabriel down towards. Is that Martin? Well, that's Havertz down there. Ooh, I thought there was a chance there, but Reyes hadn't done a great deal with that. That could be contested with Gordon. It falls literally on the 40-yard mark. Gordon's. Simon Hooper is blowing for absolutely everything. Two nutters just put that in. The ref wants to stop the game for any reason. You're absolutely right, mate.
Totally.
Anyway, bit of a press from the lads in the middle of the park. Go on.
Brilliant.
Gordon driving them back towards that.
Seriously, that is
well done. Look at that. Fabian. Is that Fabian Shaw? Fabian Shaw playing as our number 10 there.
There you go, now. That's brilliant, that, Gary. Do you know what I mean? Like, they look rattled.
But that's what we need to do. We need to do that to them and let them make mistakes. Yeah. You know, we've got football play. Oh, that's a shame, Bob Tonali. Could see what he tried there to slip Bruno into the space, but it just he played it a bit too straight, and it was unfortunately cut out. Gone back to Arsenal, but again, the press is there.
It's a brilliant start for me.
Yeah. Like I say, for the 12 minutes, when the 12 minutes go by quick, you know, it's an interesting game. And Arsenal again just get around the press, and Saliba brings it out. Just again, Odegaard there and Partey just trying to, you know, keep the ball. That's a nice ball into Havertz there as you're going to play around the corner. But again, tight lines from that back three. It certainly looks very much like Dan Burn is our left back, you know. And we're not playing with this with five at the back at all. It does look like Lewis Hall has pushed himself into. Oh, that was a bit of a poor one between Tonali and Lewis Hall on the edge of the box there. Picked up by Partey again, who's looking for an outlet. Very tight on the 20-yard line. There's two banks of 4 or 5 players, and Botman gets his toe to it, and it falls into Dubravka's midriff. So all the pressure's off us now. But yeah, again, like I said, it does look very much as though at the minute we're playing a 4-3-3 with, like I say, Hall playing very much on this left midfield. So whether that is just to give us some legs going forward and not expecting Burn to obviously track down this left-hand side and just hold the shape at the back with the three, because obviously Burn will switch across, which will mean that Trips can go forward a little bit more. I'm not sure, but at the minute it's definitely Lewis Hall playing left-sided midfield and Dan Burn playing left back.
I think it's quite fluid.
Well done for that one. Go on,
brilliant.
Bruno.
So the final third here.
Out to Gordon, just on the edge of the box now. Gordon trying to get it onto his right foot, but again muscled out by Odegaard.
Got to do better there. I mean,
yeah, he has absolutely got to do better.
He comes inside too often. Like, you've got to use the outside.
Well done, Lewis Hall. That was good interception there from Lewis Hall. And very simple from Botman. He sees Trippier on the right-hand side, floats the ball out to the right-hand side for Trippier to run into a bit of space. Murphy goes on the outside, Bruno on the inside. Bruno to Murphy now. Murphy looks to put the ball into the box, to the back stick, out towards Gordon. Or is that Lewis Hall? Oh, Lewis Hall. There you go, our furthest forward player there on the back stick, Lewis Hall. So obviously it's a tactic that obviously Eddie's looks at, getting the best out of us, having this solid back line where if Trippier moves forward, you've still got 3 at the back that can support any long balls. So at the minute it looks pretty tight after 15 minutes. So like I say, I'm very much like yourself. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing, mate.
Yeah.
Botman now back to Dubs.
Wow.
Felt like it was underneath his feet a bit, but he dug that out really well. Lewis Hall looks a little bit lost to me if I'm honest. There's a couple of times now where that's again not a great ball there. Back to Raya. Lewis Hall to me has had 2 balls given to him that he's looked. He hasn't come to the ball from Tonali, and obviously they intercepted it on the edge of our box. And there, he's had a ball played up to him where he's allowed it to roll in front of him, and he's not actually put a foot on it, and he's lost control of it. So again, it could be the fact that he's having to move position.
I think he's probably taken on. Yeah, I think he's probably taken on a lot of tactical instructions, because when you've seen him there, to me at times he is wing back. You know, and like you say, other times it looks like he's in the middle. He's probably carrying out a very fluid tactical role. It's a lot to take on for a young player, so maybe it's a case of just taking a few minutes to settle.
Bed in.
And
Yeah,
I mean, you can see him
absolutely.
there. You know, he's high up there, left
Yeah,
left
well,
side.
like I said, it's freeing up Bruno to go forward, which is what I wanted to see. But I thought it was going to be Trippier that come and sat in that hollow, because one or the other does normally. But it looks like it's Louis Hall and Tonali as the sixes,
But Lewis
which is
Hall has
allowing
got
Bruno forward. Sorry, mate,
yeah,
what were you saying?
no, he's got the technical capability, Lewis Hall, to do that. I think maybe
Oh,
not. Like you say, he's been a bit flustered at the beginning, perhaps, but if he gets a bit of time, he can pick a pass. There's no doubt about that.
absolutely. Like I said, I've not seen anything from Arsenal at the moment where they're overrunning us in certain areas. Put it that way.
No, they've done well there. Hazard's laid it off to Odegaard. Now
Yeah.
they're kind of coming out of final third.
And that's why I said, this is where we've got to be tight, and that is now the important thing are these second balls. When we get a tackle in, can we win these second balls? Trossard did well for them then, and it's is that I can't see all that. Odegaard got a bit of space, plays it towards the penalty box. Great block there from Fabian Schär, I think it was. Or Botman, one of the two centre backs. Like I say, it's not a great picture, so I apologise from where we are. But again, it's bodies on the line, isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant block.
Coming through the middle, there's a bit of space again through the middle there. Chance, and it's gone wide. Now, was that deflection, or has he just literally put that wide? Odegaard looks like he's walking back, so I think it was just a missed opportunity there. He looked like he got half a chance, mate, didn't he?
Yeah, it did. They were wanting a free kick on the edge of the box, but it ran through to one of their players. I didn't quite see what happened in the end. So they want a free kick there. I mean, my God, that is a chance. So Odegaard, he's in basically in on goal.
He is, absolutely.
And he's hit the post. It's his wrong foot, the right foot, but that's a massive chance for them. And Dan Burn got the ball there before. He maybe got a bit of the man, but
Dan Burn on Martinelli, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And like you say, he did get the ball, but the ball squirted through towards Odegaard. Oh, that's a great reverse ball. Isak's through. He's off the post. Score! Yes!
Come on!
It's the Murph man again.
Yeah, there you go.
I can't believe that. Murphy now, following up, has been outstanding. I mean, Isak's chance was difficult off the bar with his left foot. Outstanding chance.
Brilliant. I mean, I'm assuming this is going to be given, and let's see this again. But that looked a really well-controlled finish again, like you say, from Murphy. I mean, Isak seemed really unlucky in on goal there. I mean, have some of that Arsenal.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, I can't get too excited because I've got very young children in bed by the side of me in another room, so I can't jump and scream down the mic like I'd like to. But that was great from Isak. Lovely return pass round the corner from Gordon. Isak then used his left foot. It comes off the bar, falls absolutely beautifully to Murphy, who again has got a bit of an open goal, if you like. But look at the curl on that ball.
Honestly,
in actual fact, that was a difficult chance for Murphy. It was behind him. You watch.
I mean, it's an open goal,
off
but
the post.
To get his foot round that while it's going away from you at an angle was brilliant. And Isak's shot was brilliant as well to begin with.
Oh, it was superb. Left-footed.
Aye.
But what a great tackle from Dan Burn that was, though, to get to get that on. It was a lovely touch from. I'm talking down the other end. It all come from a really great chance for Arsenal, who Odegaard put wide, and literally from that attack, we've gone up there and scored, and it's Murphy boy again.
Yeah.
Having a great season at the minute.
Yes, he is. Like you say, season. It's not a purple patch. It's a season so far. See what he does.
Absolutely. He's supporting Isak superbly well. Isak has a shot. He's on that, looking for the rebound all the time. I'm just going to stop with this one because Arsenal are in our box now, trying to reply really quickly. Comes to Partey in the edge of the box. Odegaard has a swing, but it's fallen to Tonali. Tonali now has got a bit of grass to run into. He's got Isak and Gordon up with him. He's just waiting for Gordon to just overlap him on the left-hand side. He feeds Gordon into the box. Gordon drives. He tries to bring it back, and unfortunately it comes off his heel, and it's cleared. A little bit of a delay because just lagged a little bit there.
think Tonali's ball wasn't quite perfect, and
No,
meant
it was just a
Gordon
bit straight and in behind him, wasn't it?
yeah.
And Gordon literally tried to run onto it and then bring it back. Odegaard looks as though they're the one who's taking responsibility here and having a shot at every opportunity from within 20 yards anyway.
And that was way wide, when it? Do you know what I mean? I think.
Yeah. Dragged it,
Odegaard,
didn't he?
Yeah, he's a really talented player, but I think somebody said, I watched a little bit of the show last night, and Odegaard hasn't had the season. Do you know what I mean? That he had a few years ago.
Just have a look at the offside. He was, and it was close, mind.
It was, yeah. I mean,
it was close. That first goal disallowed.
It's yeah. Like I say, I think there should be leeway introduced whereby they calculate if you've got a leeway of a very like that amount, basically a very small amount.
I'm just looking at that goal again, and I'm gobsmacked, mate. To be fair, because left foot, great curl from around Raya that comes off the inside of the post. The ball then goes across to Murphy. The ball's behind Murphy to a degree, and it's just dragged back. And I've just seen Queenie there, so Arsenal are just in the box. I'm just going to have a quick look at that before I go anywhere else. Lewis Hall is just holding up the play with Martinelli. Oh, it fell kindly to Arsenal, who hammered it back. Great save from Dubravka. Superb save from Dubravka. And we've got a couple here. Random. Again, thank you, buddy. Per character cheerfully blowing a party horn. And our very own Queenie. Thank you, sweetheart. That one definitely is standing. Get in. Thank you so much, guys, for your very kind gifts. And definitely in the party mood tonight we are. And so we should be. Again, great from Dubravka. Down low.
Aye, really good save.
Ball comes in. Swing onto that near post. Headed clear again. Well done, boys. Lots of movement. Trippier that time gets the... Yeah.
It's Arsenal's kind of forte, isn't it? They love their set pieces, and if we can defend these well, then...
like I say, everybody's moving in the box, which is what I hadn't seen previously. Very static in the box, and we seem to be waiting for the ball rather than attacking the ball. They got into the box towards Dubravka. Yeah, it's just headed clear. Dubravka's asking, Trippier's asking for a free kick there, but he's not going to get it.
They're obviously targeting Dubravka. They're getting around him, and Dubravka can be suspect sometimes coming out and claiming.
Yeah. To be fair, mate, they make it difficult for you, don't they?
Oh,
that's
totally,
what I said.
Totally.
No player has to move out your way. You know what I mean? You have to try and get the ball, or you stand your line. And that's what I said. This is where Arsenal, to me, are doing the dark arts when it comes to set pieces. We've got Popey warming up because Dubravka's doing some dark arts of his own.
Jesus.
Ball's fallen and it's cleared. Well done. Within the 6-yard box. Anthony Gordon rushes out to get onto that one, but he's, again, no need to throw his shoulder in there, did he?
It was stupid. I mean, it might not have been a foul. I need to see replay, but to me, it looked like a stupid thing to do.
Well, there was 2-on-2 there for a minute. If he hadn't have felled them, if he could have got his toe on that ball, Isaac had got the literally whole of the half again. Yeah, that ball drops kindly from Trippier. You know what? I'm going to hold my hand up because I did question Trippier's commitment to the cause before the game started. And to be fair, he's been one of our better players in the first 25 minutes. He's thrown himself into everything. And I can't fault him.
Yeah. I think, to me, he's always looked focused on the pitch. And I admire his leadership skills, And
definitely. Odegaard now just trying to feed in Martinelli on the right-hand side. Again, on the inside right, Martinelli uses his left-hand foot to try and dink it towards the back post. It goes a little bit too long, and again, Trippier competing with everything. Makes a mistake from the Arsenal player on that left-hand side. I don't know who it was, but it was Havertz. And from the header, it's gone out for a goal kick. And again, from the previous challenge, the dark arts are coming in from Dubravka on 26 minutes.
Reckon? I mean, do we need that? We don't need less. I mean, we're 3-0 up. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you want to run the clock down as well. But I think let's just winner.
Mighty Mag has put in there. Mighty Mag, I'm going to have to ask Chris on that one. I'm sure he'll be listening. Gary, we need to watch a watch along tomorrow's game if you pull this off. Yeah, that'll be interesting, mate. To be fair, we'll have to have a look into that and see if we can see who we're going to be playing in the final if this continues. I mean, I can't see them getting 3 goals, mate. To be fair, I can't see them getting 1 at this rate. The way we're playing.
We should be fine, really. Do you know what I mean? 3-0 now. Our tails are up. I don't doubt they might get 1 goal, but yeah, unless a disaster.
They're battling for every ball, buddy, aren't they? You know, you can.
Totally.
I mean, you can see here. Look, everything's a competition for everything. I mean, even Fabian Shaw looks up for this game. Never mind anybody else, and he's been the one for me that's probably looked a little bit susceptible to a mistake.
Yeah, he'll
But
be
he
brilliant.
certainly looks up to this. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been absolutely brilliant so far, and I think and Trippier himself, just touching him again, he's got that nous, that defensive. He doesn't have to get a foot in necessarily, but just to get his body in the way. Compared to Tino, who hasn't got the same experience as Trippier.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes again going towards Lewis Hall, and it's a shame because I don't think they're all his fault. That was a poor ball from Gordon to Lewis Hall that just goes out of play for a throw-in. And Arsenal now trying to aim down this right-hand side. Nice little give and go, if you like, with Martinelli and Havertz there in the middle. Martinelli carries on his run down the wing on the right-hand side. He's followed by Hall, and Dan Burn has come out to match. Dan Burn again followed Partey back into the middle of the park. Again, Lewis Hall just stands up to him and just says, if you want to beat me, beat me. Great work from Lewis Hall.
Yeah, great defending.
And again, Dan Burn come out halfway to support him, then saw the runner behind him and went with the runner, which is exactly what should have happened against Southampton. Instead of going out to this wing and leaving us wide open in the middle. I'm just going to watch this ball. It comes into the back post from Martinelli. It's headed clear. Lewis Skelly now just picks the ball up in 22 yards out. Rice. I haven't heard much of Rice tonight, to be fair. Saliba now just makes a little bit of a run. Newcastle just seem to be happy to allow Arsenal in the 30-yard mark just to have the ball. Again, they've got into that 5-4-1 formation and allowing them to make the mistake, which they've just done.
Yeah, they've just tried to pass it on Martinelli and it's went out of play. And Martinelli looked deflated there. And like you say, we're in our shape and we're comfortable and we're up for it. And whenever they get close to our box, we're snapping at their heels. So it's looking all good, like.
Yeah, they're trying to bully us in the half spaces, with these long balls. But you see, and that's what I said, the competition that you have with us that you probably don't get the same with Man City when Arsenal played them the weekend is that competitiveness. Everybody was just giving Odegaard a bit of a what for on the side of his foot there. And he's
Tonali left one on in there, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I said. For me, you've got a lot of players wearing black and white that seem to want this a little bit more than the red and white at this present moment in time anyway.
Yeah. Well done, Gordon.
Well, I say well done, Anthony Gordon. I thought he'd got a chance there.
It's funny because Arsenal went a right high after beating Man City.
Oh, they've got to be, mate. That's what I said. If you look at what we had, Fulham, we got a break on again here. Bruno out to Murphy. Murphy's just, again, just trying to get into... Oh, come on. Trips is having a right ding-dong there with... is that Saliba?
It was Gabriel, I think.
Was it Gabriel? One of the centre-halves, anyway. We're having a... It was Gabriel, you're right.
Well, they dish it out. They dish it out, Gary. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't like it, mate. That's what I said. They're givers, but not takers, buddy.
Exactly.
Yeah, but look at that. Trips are saying, you're having none of that, buddy. If you're gonna hold on to the ball and hold it up, I'm coming through you. Love it. Absolutely love it. Ray goes long again. That's the only thing that was a hell of a bad ball.
I mean,
Lewis Hall now picks the ball up.
The rattle.
Yeah, look at that. Great ball. Go on. Ooh, I tell you something now, Tonali, if that would have been a little bit less pace on that ball from Hall. Tonali was in round the back there. Ryan had to do the sweeper keeper mode and get Arsenal out of jail once again. They are all out, all over the place at the minute.
Yeah.
Party now, just about 40 yards away out from goal, central. Plays it into Odegaard. It's funny how you can see certain players on here, but obviously he's a blonde-headed guy, so he does stand out from the crowd a little bit. But obviously we've got a couple of blonde heads in the black and white, so it's not as easy to pick them out. But Anthony Gordon again having a bit of a fight. But again, a very sloppy inside ball from...
Yeah, you just got to be more decisive there and just lay it off quick before you crowd it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, Martinelli with Hall tries to get onto his left-hand foot, but again, he may have passed Lewis Hall, but he doesn't pass Byrne. He throws his body into the block. Isaac picks the slip up from... that's a bad ball again from Isaac. Trying to pick out Murphy, and again, he plays the ball to the side of him rather than to feet for the give and go. Just, I think it's a bit of pressure, mate. You can see a bit of pressure on them. Oh, that's a nice little ball from Arsenal there. But again, Dan Burn is just shouldering that out, isn't it? Oh, it's Botman. Yeah, Botman.
Brilliant. Yeah, and when
quality.
Martinelli, he's trying to take Lewis Hall on the outside, couldn't get past him. So now he's trying to get past him on the ins. Look
at the smile on Jay Seven's face, mate.
And Dan Burn's there to cover.
Yeah.
So he's tried both ways and he can't get through because we are so well organised.
I love the formation, mate. I do like it. I like this fluidness where you've got players that'll drop into defence, drop into midfield, and everybody's just playing a role within the squad. And they've made a couple of mistakes, but they're bound to. It's the first time, that they've been allowed to play from the start like this.
Well, it's horses for courses, Gary, innit? This is what I mean. I think sometimes you've got to do that, and I do think Howe probably could do it more, but you've got to give him credit. He's done it for this one. He's changed it up, and it's working spot on.
Yeah, absolutely. Arsenal now just on the halfway line, bringing it into the Newcastle half again. Now press on the ball. They're just allowing Arsenal to play in front of them and not through them. And again, all the lines are very tight. Botman comes to meet that one again out to Trippier. Trippier sees Murphy. Murphy just gets his foot round it and clears it up towards the halfway line to competition for Isaac. Isaac gets the better of that one. He tries to play in Gordon on the inside left position. A bit strong for Gordon to come out wide a little bit now. Again, another chance to get in behind them. Gordon slows it down, looks up, and he's just trying to pinpoint a pass, plays it to Tonali. Comes out onto the left wing position. Tonali just holding play up and just saying, come on then, boys. If you want to come through the back of me, you can. Into Bruno. Bruno playing keepy up on his own there. I mean, that's quality from Bruno. Bruno trying to get down the line, but squeezed out. Throw into Newcastle. That is just so confident, isn't it? Playing keepy up.
He's taking the piss, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's fantastic. And there you go. Little push in the back by Odegaard on Gordon again, and it's we are getting into their skins, mate. We are really getting under the skins.
Aye.
Superb performance. Again, shame about one or two mistakes, but overall play, I am well impressed.
Yeah. It does happen, doesn't it? I think a lot of the time we have a bad performance or a bad run, and it comes up and say, right, we've really got to turn it on for this one. And more than often, we do that, don't we?
Yeah. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in the dressing room after the Fulham game. I'll tell you now. Lewis Hall swings one towards the back post. He's competed a couple of times there. The ball's deflected. Looks like that is Shaw competing there with the header, but didn't get the head on it. Well done, Murphy. Unfortunately, didn't quite get hold of Skelly. Skelly plays it through to Havertz, who's got not a lot of support at the top. Ball goes long over the top. Odegaard right onto that. And again, Tonali. I mean, Tonali's not allowing Odegaard a sniff at anything.
It's class. Absolutely class.
Oh, he's stunning. And Martinelli's gone down again by the looks of it. I don't know whether he's got a bit of a hamstring pull here. He's holding the back of his leg. Yeah, he has.
He's going off. He's going off.
One there is coming on, and this is the one I didn't want to see this early, to be fair. So I think he can cause us trouble. He plays so free.
and you know, I'm praising them. But we've seen football for long enough to know that anything can happen. So we've still got to be switched on like hell, because if they get one and then two all of a sudden, then obviously it's panic stations. So as long as they switch on, should be fine. But they've got to just play it as it is, as it's sort of 0-0 essentially, or this one.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's definitely off. And look at this, Saliba and Gabriel talking to Arteta here, who literally haven't got a clue what to do. They haven't got a clue how to handle Isak at all. One of them goes tight. He's beat them on the turn. There's a ball round the corner from. I mean, Gordon, as much as he's made a couple of mistakes in this game, some of his vision and then balls around the corner, I have literally turned Arsenal 180 running at their own goal. That's how good they've been.
This is the thing. I think they don't know how to pick Gordon up. He's playing that sort of just off Isak position, number 10, but to the left a bit, and they can't pick him up. And the good thing is, we do look a threat when we get the ball, when we go forward on the break. It's not just lumping it and it's just defending. We look a threat when we get it to Isak and Gordon.
These are the balls that we've got to win. You see the balls come through there. That was that 6-on-6 situation, but that's terrible again. Going in towards the goal line there, Havertz. He's I don't know what they see in him, I must admit.
I know. I mean, as a squad player, he's decent, but not as your main man up front.
No, he looks lost, mate. He hasn't got a first touch. I mean, he just doesn't seem to have that ability to beat a player.
No.
Partey did well there. Rice in the centre circle, just inside Arsenal's half. Just again, now press from Newcastle, allowing them to play in front of them. Rice just picks up the pace a little bit. Again, Trossard not really been involved in much of the game so far, out on that left-hand side. Again, Murphy just holding him up, asking him to make a decision, and he goes backwards, which is exactly what you want, isn't it?
Yeah, good from Murphy, just disciplined, staying with him, defensively switched on. You see, we're in shape here, aren't we? Saying, come on, beat us, and they can't right now.
Exactly, they're playing in front of us, and like I said, this is the black and white wall that you thought we was going to be in the Gallagher end or the Strawberry Corner. It's actually on the pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Anthony. There's two coming together there. But that's what we've got to compete more for. Oh, Jesus, what are you doing there, lad? He's tried to do a 180 and he completely... Yeah, absolutely. Kerfuffle that one.
Oh, I'd love to be there. Do you know what I mean?
Excuse me. Yeah, I would as well, but I would absolutely have given my arm to be there tonight. Ball's falling to the Partey in the middle of the park, just inside Newcastle half. Odegaard now on the inside right position again, just looking for an outlet. Maneri now. Let's see what he can do against Lewis Hall. Again, as you can see, willing to run him. Dings the ball over again. Poor ball. He has got the beating of a player though. This lad, like I said, he hasn't got much of a right foot though. Very much left-footed.
On the face of it, he's probably more of a threat than Martinelli, I would say, who was on before. So hopefully Lewis Hall can adapt.
I was surprised not to see him, mate, especially when they need a goal, because he can, like I say, he can get by. He's got pace. He's got quick feet.
I mean,
I've not seen anything from Martinelli.
No, looking from the outside, the likes of Odegaard and Martinelli have went a little bit stale at Arsenal in the last year or so, or at least not reached the heights that they were initially. They're good players, obviously, quality players, but I think they're not quite as effective as what they once were. I think.
Did you just see Trippier and Trossard?
No,
oh mate, there's some right shithousery on the park. We've lost screen at the minute, so apologies. Yes. I don't know what's going on. Oh, it's just come back. Newcastle have cleared anyway. It's a throw in just inside the Newcastle half to Arsenal.
Trips is up for it, isn't he?
Oh Christ, yeah. He's literally biting at the bit on everything at the minute.
I love it.
And you know what I like as well? He's playing that captain's role to a degree. He is shouting at Shaw for every player that runs past him. You know, he's passing that player on if he's got the likes of Trossard sitting off him. So again, it's that voice. You know, somebody's coming past you. It's talking to Shaw, and I think that's what Shaw needs. I think he needs a voice constantly telling him, you know, about what's around him.
I agree.
Well done, boys. Again,
Well done, Bruno.
Yeah, between the three of them, Bruno, Trips, and Charlotte. Oh, Bruno goes down. He was going down even before.
You could see that a mile off, couldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Jesus.
Well done, Trips. You know, telling Hazard where to go. You know, bugger off.
That's right. I mean, it's just Havertz has got a bucket for his push in the chest. He has lost it, mate. He has lost it.
He has, no doubt. And I'm sure he's getting pelters from the stands as well.
Brandt has just said that these, I'm not going to say that, but these announcers are now talking about Isak and Gordon on Arsenal. Imagine what they could be. What a joke. Yeah, exactly. Mate, you know, it just proves how far Newcastle as a club and a team have come when you've got the likes of Arsenal now and all of the presenters that watch us play. They just want to give our players to all of the top cartel teams. No chance, mate. No chance. Watch on.
It's pathetic, like, really. You're supposed to be an independent broadcaster, you know, and you're basically shopping our players around.
Yeah.
See for the cartel. 6.
Absolutely. A little bit of head tennis in the middle of the park. It's eventually headed out by Skelly out for a throw-in to Newcastle. Just inside their off. So, again, you know, we're coming up to the 44th minute. 1-0 to Newcastle, 3-0 on aggregate. And everything I've seen so far has been perfect. Excuse me. Dan Burn goes long over the top, looking for the likes of Gordon to run onto, and there was a bit of space there for Gordon to run to, and Saliba just got out of Gordon's shirt, and now he's got a yellow card for that.
I mean, it's brilliant. It's
great
a good
from Dan Burn. Yeah,
exactly.
Over the top.
There. And it was inch perfect for Gordon to run onto. And
he beat them. He beat them. Yeah. It was the perfect ball for the likes of Anthony Gordon to get into, and it was a professional foul. Don't get me wrong, it was tactical, and I think that's what we need to do a little bit more at times. When you know, again, I go to Fulham when Jimenez run literally 70 yards before he put the ball into the net. I think if we'd have took him down around the halfway line, even if you got a booking for it, you take one for the team, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Free kick floated towards the back stick, but Tonali picks the ball up on the edge of the box. Again, bit of tussle. Everybody's fighting for this ball. Look at that. Botman again in the sliding tackle on the halfway line, gets a tackle in. It comes out to Bruno. Oh, Isak just trying to be a bit too clever there. He got the ball out to Trips if he had it, if he wanted to. But
Bruno. Yeah, or inside of Bruno.
Yeah, or inside to Bruno, exactly. He had a couple of options. Nwaneri now running into the box, going towards the touchline. He plays a low ball across the box, which is dealt with by Newcastle, eventually cleared by Gordon up towards the halfway line.
Go on, Isak.
Yes. I mean, these guys are looking where Raya is, and like I say, they're under so much pressure from Anthony Gordon and Isak these first 45 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Saliba will be having it's a headache because they're pushed up, but he'll be thinking, what about, here we go, sorry, here's Arsenal. No, fine.
No, it's okay. It was a reverse ball with Odegaard, but it was well dug out by Bruno. And again, we've got the opportunity to run here. Anthony Gordon with a bit of space. Anthony Gordon beats the first player. Goes on towards Gabriel. He tries to curl one into the far post, and it's just wide of the post. Great shape from the ball there, but just not enough whip on the ball.
Yeah, like I say, when we get the ball back, we're a threat. Every time we get the ball in their half, we're going forward and causing them a problem. The game plan has worked perfectly so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a mastery tactician, to be fair, because like I say, Arsenal just do not seem to have an answer for what we've put out at the first half.
No. Well, I thought Arsenal won a cup on Sunday, didn't they?
Well, you would have thought they'd
Yeah.
won the league, mate, the way they were celebrating. Oh, got to be careful there, Botman, and loses the ball. Tries to get fed in, but again, Trippier sees the danger, slides in, cuts the ball out, and again, a great ball over the top for Anthony Gordon to run into a bit of space. Saliba and again, Gabriel just wondering what's happening. And again, great. It's just great football. We are waiting and allowing them to have the ball. As soon as we win that ball back, like there, Tonali, 20 yards from his own goal, throws a ball out to the inside left position for Anthony Gordon to run into space. Gordon's got 3 players in front of him, takes them a bit wide, separates them. They're all worried about where Isak is. He pulls it onto his left foot rather than coming onto his right foot, which is what they were expecting. Managed to get the block in, but it is a corner for Newcastle. Great play.
Yeah, brilliant. Like I said, their defenders will be having a nightmare, because they're thinking when they get the ball, they're spinning behind, so they just can't track us, and they're getting caught every time. Corner in.
Floated into on the 6-yard box. It's again contested, but booted cleared. It's hoofed clear. Trippier then picks the ball up and heads it back to Lewis Hall, who gets lots of time to give it all the way back to Dubravka. Dubravka looks up and again doesn't gamble, goes long, and unfortunately this time kicks it out. He just looked like Popey then for a minute. Kicks it out for the throw. But again, it's about giving the lads time to get back into position. They've really grafted these first 48 minutes. We are 3 minutes into added time of 5. So a little Thomas Partey then just runs in behind Gordon and opened us up a little bit. But again, Murphy covering, Tonali's covering. Little think out to Lewis Skelly. And then Trossard out on the left-hand side again. Nothing really happening for Trossard in front of Trippier. Trippier has actually got him in his pocket. I'm sure he's going to show him his pocket on the way out because he's having a look at the bottom of it.
It's brilliant again, blocking the cross there.
Yeah, superb. Absolutely superb defending all the way through.
Yeah.
Thanks, Random, with the comments. Great crack tonight, lads, as always. Brant says, we are a match-up nightmare for these guys. We are far more athletic than them and seriously always catches them off guard. And it's what we said. They are trying their damnedest. And like I said, there's no press on this ball, lads. So you've got to understand that. But it's when the ball gets into that 50-50 zone, that's when they start to press. That's when they're looking at, them making a mistake. And again, they're getting into the half spaces. But again, great tackle there on the byline from Dan Burn on this Nwaneri, who again, he's looking to draw players onto him and drop the shoulder and try and get past them. But no way into that 6-yard box.
There's no room with those 3 centre-backs there. So, well in Hall as well.
Lewis Hall, that's right. That's what you've got to do, buddy. And we're into the last minutes of injury time now, so keep them boxed into this corner, and we'll do brilliantly if we can go into the half with a 3-0 aggregate, because I think, like I say, unless there's a massive problem sending off or whatever now, I can't see them getting back into this.
Yeah.
Again, that tussle, look at that with Tonali, he's throwing people around, he's battling for absolutely everything. Same as Trippier, not giving any of them a chance to settle on the ball. They are literally around them like little, terriers, if you like, around the ankles.
Yeah, big time. Maybe Bruno didn't need to go in there, but physically,
half time, mate.
Say, is that spot on? I mean, we're shooting towards the Gallagher in second half as well, so that's a nice little bonus.
Oh, Gary Neville's Boki saying Gary Neville's calling Arsenal the better team. Well, there you go. That doesn't surprise me whatsoever. They get a nosebleed north of bloody Manchester, mate.
So, but by what measure?
They don't know what the northeast is. Too cold for them.
Yeah, no, exactly. By what measure are they the better team? We are literally playing a particular game plan here to allow them to have the ball and break on them when we get it. That has happened. So every single time they've had the ball, they haven't got, or once with Odegaard, but in general they haven't got through. And when we've got the ball in decent areas, by and large, every time we've been so if you measure it by that, we've been the better team, essentially, because we are executing our game plan and Arsenal are not. So
Yeah,
I don't know
absolutely.
why you would say that, really. I mean, don't get us wrong, Arsenal had the ball, but like I say, that's our plan, to let them have the ball in most areas. No, it's been brilliant, brilliant response after Fulham. I was nervous. I was thinking might get an early goal, and it's, you know what I mean, like the world's ending. It's like doom and gloom. We're going to lose this, but that's a brilliant response, and like I say, fair play to Howe for switching it up, and it's worth
Yeah,
a shoot. So,
I agree with what Tony T has probably put on there. They are the better team on paper, but like I say, the good old Mr. Clough used to say, any team looks great on paper, but football's played on grass. And I honestly believe when you look at the competition, and I'm not saying, technical, I'm not saying anything like that, but when I would rather have less technical players, because you don't need the technical players if you're grafting. You've got to concentrate on winning that ball back, playing it simple. And I think, like I say, you could see the pressure on a couple of the lads, because there has been a couple of stray balls. But let me tell you, what I've seen there was better than I've seen all season, for doggedry, for the will to get that ball back, the will to close the space, the will to stop the shot. It all gets to that, I'm going to get into the final by any means necessary, and I'm going to stop you from playing. And yes, they've had all the ball, but it's all been in front of us. They've never really, apart from the one chance that Dubravka saved down low centrally, which was, again, it was like a toe poke. It wasn't really a hard shot. It was a toe poke towards goal, really. But Dubravka still has to react. For me, it has been a tactical masterclass by Eddie Howe to stop them getting into the passing lanes and passing through us. They've done it a couple of times where Odegaard had a great opportunity just before we scored, and a player of his quality, that is a massive miss. That is a massive chance.
yeah. It was his wrong foot, wasn't it? His right foot, I think. But still, like you say, you'd expect him to hit the target as opposed to hit the post. And yeah, there's those two instances where they've kind of been in. But yeah, obviously we had that offside goal as well, and that was a sign of things to come with us in the break. But I mean, on paper, Arsenal are a better team on paper. I mean, I think some of our players would get in their team, maybe a decent amount, but I think the league tells us that Arsenal are a better team. But if you're on about better performance, then clearly we've been the better team performance-wise in this game.
Yeah. Michael NUFC here is saying to us, I hope Eddie Howe goes for the kill second half for the fans and morale. To be fair, I think I think there's another goal in us if we stay where we are. When you say, Michael, about going for the kill, I think Dave looks so vulnerable every time the ball has dropped to us, because the competition in the halfway side of things. Every time that ball is competed for in there, they can't deal with us, with our forward runners. And like I say, the vision from Anthony Gordon a couple of times now has been superb. The ball from Tonali to get Isak in, the shot from Isak's left foot, the shot again from Murphy's right foot when it was behind him. You've got to be switched on to this play. I'm just watching the goal again. A great shot from Isak with his left foot.
Amazing.
Completely took the ball. I mean, the shape of that ball around Raya. I mean, Raya's no mug in goal. Let me say that. He's done really well behind their defence. Like I say, who to me have probably, some of the standout defenders in the league so far. But they look bloody ordinary against Isak and Gordon at the minute. I'm going to give Dubravka a bit more of a shout there, because it was a little bit more of a shot I've just seen there. Tony T has asked a question. I'm going to let you answer this one. Is the other game being played now? No, Tony, it's on tomorrow, matey. So, like I say, there has been talk about us doing a live. Mighty Mag said about doing a live watch along for that one to see who we get. First half stats: Alexander Isak, 11 touches, 1 shot, 1 chance created. Anthony Gordon, 21 touches. I didn't see how many shots because it went off the screen. But again, like I said, the two names that I mentioned earlier, very heavily involved in all of our forward play. And rugby analyst there, Odegaard for them is the key.
Yeah, just reading through some of the other comments here.
Michael, I hope you're feeling better soon, buddy. Yeah, I'm not 100% myself, matey. I've got a family, well, a kids full of colds. You know, it's like when they come from schools, they give it to everybody. And I've had I've got an autistic boy of 15 who's been off school for a week. It was his first day back today, and it's half term in a couple of weeks as well. I said to him, I think you can stay at school because you've had your half term. He's been a nightmare. But we love him all the same. But yeah, go on then, mate. I'll let you crack on with a couple of the chats.
Let's have a look. So Craig Lee says still a bit nervous. Wish we'd hit the channels a bit more and clearing it gave our forwards more of a chance. I think in the second half, Arsenal have no choice but to just keep pressing on and keep throwing more and more men forward. So we will get that space down the channels and down the middle more and more as the game goes on. So I think we will have chances to put it to bed completely if it isn't put to bed now. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it should be if we defend well, but there's definitely another goal there for us when they just, like I say, are going to be more and more desperate second half as it goes on.
Yeah. I'm sure Chris said he was going to shave his head if we win this. So
I think he did.
was it this game or was it the cup? Hey, Chris, let us know in the chat, mate. Let's see.
Well, he didn't stipulate, and he did afterwards when I think Wynne asked him to clarify whether it was the cup or the game, and I think he said afterwards it was the game, but he might not have meant that to begin with.
No, you might not have. Guys, it's half time, and again, I must remind you because it helps us out massively. I love doing this, and like I say, I love working with the likes of Tim, who's come on, well, new to the channel, but again, gives us some great insights into the game. He's got a great football mind. We've got some great people in the chat, as always, give us their insight and opinions into football. But just do us a favour, and if you wouldn't mind, just give us the likes, the thumbs up, the subscriptions. Costs you nothing, but it doesn't help. It doesn't half help us. Just get out there to other channels. I mean, like I say, we are just over the 12-month from birth, so we are still brand new. We're still learning all the ropes, and there's still a lot to learn. But from my point of view, I absolutely love doing this, especially as a Magpie fan. Brant saying, a question, did the crowd sing for Murphy yet? No, well, again, we have no sound our side, buddy, so I couldn't tell you. But apparently there has been quite a lot of songs written for him. Whether or not they're actually crowd ready yet, I'm not sure. But especially on social media.
I'm sure the Strawberry Corner maybe give it a good go at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure they would, mate. Yeah, absolutely, at some point. Anything else that you've seen, buddy? Skycom's only negative so far, says Lat. Yeah, we've heard all about that, Lat. Like I said, they get nosebleeds north of Manchester anyway, a lot of them. So they don't like the northeast.
No. What about this one? What do you think of that? Apart from the pass, Isaac.
No, I disagree. I think, like I said, when you've got, and I mentioned this, and again, maybe I'm looking at this from a coach's point of view, because sometimes I look at things. I've mentioned that Gordon comes on the inside channels a lot more than he used to, with Lewis Hall blasting over. Let's just do that one on the screen. But thanks, Sells. You're an absolute gentleman, sir. As always, I mean, everybody that's gifted monies and memberships, thank you all. That's gone to Mats. Welcome aboard, guys. And like I say, all the new members that have become members, can you please help the channel again and continue subscribing to that membership once it expires? That'll help us massively. I'm just train of thought. 110 minutes in the Carabao Cup semi-final. This is touches. I was just quickly looking at what there was talking about Murphy there. Did you see that? Because obviously I was looking at what the lads were saying. I'd lost my train of thought.
You're about Gordon. You were talking about Gordon before, weren't you? But
Yeah, so yeah, Gordon. I was just looking at Murphy's stats there, and it threw my brain, which isn't hard to do, I'll tell you now. So yeah, Gordon's playing in a different formation. So Gordon comes from the width when he gets the ball. His natural, or when he hasn't got the ball, his natural run now is inside left position. And you've then got runners coming from deep, the likes of Bruno that will come from more of a central to a 10, 8 and 10 position. So straight away you have got these what I call parallel lines. So you go from a 4-3-3 to a 4-2-2 type of situation. 4-5-1 at times. So it's fluid. Everything's fluid. That takes a lot of energy, a lot of mental preparation and awareness. So when you've changed from what you've always done before, and like I say, I've noticed this over the last maybe 2 or 3 games, and it's something that we need to look at going further. Now Louis Saul is progressing down that left-hand side. I think this is one of the reasons why we have, and dominated is not the word, but managed opposition, especially if you look at the results of the top 6 teams that years gone by we've struggled. I mean, this season we seem to be struggling with, average teams seem to be causing us problems. But I think that's more us dropping off our game and thinking, like I say, the psychological effect of playing a lesser team is all I've got to do is turn up and kick a ball and I've won it. If they play like we're playing today, then they'll beat you. Same as Fulham did. They competed for everything. Bournemouth did exactly the same, competed for everything, pressed us really low in the park. We were silly enough not to do what they were doing, that's thumping the ball up onto our big players up top. They were competing and contesting for everything. So I have to disagree with that, only because I think, one, it's a new position, and if you look at that reverse ball, again in that new position that he played to Isaac for the goal that was disallowed, what a great ball that was around the corner. And that's all about that mental ability to see a pass, instep volley, and again, you look at the instep volley for Tonali's goal, the other week. So I think you've got to give him a little bit of leeway. And I mentioned Louis Saul. I think there has been a couple of really sloppy balls that we could be tighter with. But again, you're playing under a lot of pressure. You're playing under your own team, on your own ground, in front of your own fans. Yes, you're winning the game, but there's still a long way to go. So the pressure is on these guys massively. And I mentioned in the chat, these guys will have been hounded from all our history of nearly runs. You've never quite won anything in 70 years. So, all the pressure's on our players, not Arsenal players. And that's what I said. For me to see what I've seen in that first half, if they can go out there and give us the same again, book your tickets, guys.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I've been critical of Gordon, and I do think he does need to do more on a consistent basis this season. He hasn't hit the heights of last season. And, I associate kind of tenacity with Gordon and making those runs, not just on the ball, but off the ball. But like you say, I think you got to give him credit for some of those balls that he's played tonight. Like you say, like inside position, where I would associate Gordon kind of just more of a runner, but he's picked out some brilliant passes there, and it's up to him to carry that on going forward in the season. Because he has been inconsistent this season. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think he does need to do more in general. So, especially with Barnes injured.
And I'm just going to answer that because the lads are ready to kick off. Rugby analyst has asked about Trips. I hold my hand up. He has been, I think, one, if not our best player. The way he's handled the lads verbally, Shaw around him, he's orchestrated that defence. He's battled with, like you say, the lads in and around him. I think he's been outstanding.
No doubt, no doubt. It's great to have somebody like that. Like I say, even when he's not playing, you can see him on the touchline. He's like G'ing the players up, and he's always going to be one of our best signings for what he's done when he's came in at that time as well. Like Daniil says there, Trippier's led by example.
Yeah,
So like,
absolutely, mate.
yeah, I totally agree, and I want him to go out on good terms. Do you know what I mean? Because he was a massive player for us when he came in to turn things around, help turn things around, and hopefully he can go with a golden handshake.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I have been in awe of the lad. Like I say, I criticised him at the start of the game because I hadn't seen a good game in him for a long time. But like I say, he has come on that field and shown, exactly what he's still got in the locker. Anyway, we're back playing. And like I say, that was a bit of a late challenge. I'm sure that's going to be a bucket, and it is. And that's gone to Bruno. That was a bit of a silly one on the the ankle.
If they didn't hit Bruno before, they're going to hit him now. Do you know what I mean? Like the amount of times Bruno's been late on an Arsenal player. I mean, that was late. Obviously, he knows what he's doing there.
Yeah, Trossard, mouth almighty though. I mean, there you go. Stand for that one. That did look so mine.
It did, to be fair. I need to see that. Maybe he felt.
Look at that though. Did you see that? Good. Bruno just come to have a word, and Isaac just pushed him back, saying, "No, don't get involved in this. Just get back.
Yeah.
Don't apologise to this tosser."
It's true.
I mean, again, love it. You know, that's what I said. We haven't seen enough shithousery from our lads at the best of times, and you know, just to show it in a game as significant as this one, superb.
Definitely. I mean, to be fair as well, looking at back there, you know, it's not as if he's so late and like the ball's already gone. The ball was actually there. So,
the ball was to compete with, but we know, Mad Dog and Arteta having a word, as you'd expect. I'm surprised Mad Dog hasn't put his finger to his lips. Yeah, that's going to sting for a while, matey. But you know, the one thing with Bruno in that situation, though, because like I said, he is Mr. Two-Speed, slow and stop, isn't he? You know, we know he hasn't got that acceleration, that burst of pace that we see from a lot of other players. So when it well done, Trippier, leaving the ball to go. Oh, that's not a very good recovery though, but he makes up for it. Yeah, there you go. Thought he dropped himself in the poop a little bit there. Oh, go on.
Oh, yes.
Come on! Oh! Anthony Gordon hit that early. A bit of a complete balls up at the back. They should have scored. You're absolutely right. Anthony Gordon had got the whole goal, but he tried to shape it into the far corner. I mean, to be fair, he'd probably been better off just putting that in the air, wouldn't he? Because Raya was nowhere near his goal line.
He could have drilled that maybe low.
Oh, we've got a bit of a break on from Arsenal now down this left-hand side with Trossard running into the box. But again, Trippier's not allowing him any inch of space, and he gets a block on for the corner.
And the thing about that before as well is it just telling Arsenal, you know, again, you're vulnerable at the back, you're shaky, and where aren't you?
Oh, that was awful, mate. You know, for them to be where they are in the league with that defence, that is shocking. A little bit of pressure on them, and they hadn't got a clue what to do. And like I say, a little bit more composure from Anthony Gordon, and it should have been a second, if I'm honest.
I think maybe in those positions, that's where Gordon needs to improve.
Yeah, corner for Arsenal. Again, lots of movement from the Arsenal players, but again, the white-black wall in front. Dubs comes out and does well. I think he gets a hand to that one, punches it clear. Flick back into the box, floated this time to the back stick. Headed clear by Murphy for another corner.
Well done, Murphy.
Yeah. Again, it's weird, isn't it? Because, like I say, as good as these guys are, and again, we've got to be on our toes. We can't allow all these corners to shake us, because, like I say, this is where it can turn a little bit. If they get a lucky deflection somewhere, we've got to stay on our toes, and we've got to attack every ball and block the runs and protect Dubs. Well done, lads. Yeah, just watch that ball go out. It was an in-swinger from Royce, who hasn't had a great game, if I'm honest with you.
No, we've looked as comfortable as you can look in at corners, against defending corners, that is. You've seen the replay there, the chance, but with Gordon.
Yeah, Arteta was saying to his lads, calm down, and Gordon just puts it past the post. Yeah, it's a shame because, like I say, a little bit too much shape on that ball. If he'd have got that shape ball on the shot that he had, it could have creeped into the corner.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been game over.
Oh, Christ, yeah. There was no way of... I couldn't have seen them getting 4. Hey, but, you know, remember like I say, the Tiotti's goal when we were 4-0 down. You know what I mean? And we got the draw.
Oh, what?
Oh, we are. There's
You're in?
a chance again. Get in! I tell you something now. You cannot play like that and not expect to get bloody beat. Get in, Anthony Gordon. Superb.
I'm so pleased we've punished them there because that is pathetic from Arsenal. Taking
That is shocking. Oh my God. I mean, what was Raya doing there? He could see that the player was on. You know, he had got no space to turn, but he was on him like a rocket. Got the mistake. Anthony Gordon then has just got all the time in the world to right foot that ball just into the bottom corner, low and hard. Get in.
Newcastle scarf there as well.
Yeah, there you go. Shake that flag. Go on, son.
Get in there.
Yes. Well done, Anthony Gordon.
I mean, I'm assuming it's onside as well.
Mighty Mag, yeah, we are doing an instant reaction, buddy, after the game. We'll just do a couple of minutes. Now, is that going to be offside?
Well, he's on. He's definitely on. Because it was Gabriel playing him on, no doubt. I can assure you that was onside. Lovely finish.
Great finish. Absolutely superb finish, mate. I mean, like I say, he had one touch out of his feet and he tucked it away because Raya was like on him, really close to him. And like I say, he just got it really low in the corner. Superb finish. Random again, thank you, buddy. He got a character with a pair character stretching his arms forward, raising his thumbs up. That's the emoji, by the way. But obviously we can't see the emoji, we just have to explain it. But thanks anyway, buddy. That's tremendous, again, from yourself. Newcastle 2-0 up, boys and girls, and we are 4-0 up on aggregates. And again, you know, they look in a lot of trouble at the back with this formation.
They do. And they can get disheartened now.
Give and go with Nanwary and Dan Burn, or is that Botman? Botman again sees the danger. You know, again, this is what we've missed with having him in that left centre-back position, because he reads the game a lot better, and he's got that little bit more pace from the start, and he can close the ball down. I'm not saying Dan Burn don't do that, because he can do that. The biggest thing with Dan Burn is he hasn't got that pace off the start. So sometimes he can, you know, commit himself to the ground when he's nowhere near the ball.
Yeah. Yeah,
but again, press and just allowing Arsenal to make the mistake, and the ball that went through the middle has gone straight through to Dubravka. It's very much, let's just see if we can get something from it now. Hope type balls, isn't it?
It is, like I say, you know, they could get disheartened, and we could be looking at a big score. I mean, it's a big scoreline already, but
crikey,
you know, we could be looking at an absolute threat.
Isaac's running down that left-hand side. Great ball again from Tonali over the top. But there's been a free kick somewhere by the looks of it. Oh, it's offside. So Ray again goes short into the middle. Again, loads of grass in there off. Newcastle just backtracking to the halfway line and just allowing them to come towards us again. If you look at where we are now, just see where we lost shape a little bit there, and that's what I like now, because what you get when you've just noticed from that little bit of a pause that we had and the lag of the video, you had the 6v6 type of scenario, or 4x4 in the middle, and then because of you got Botman coming into the right centre-back position, then you got Byrne coming round, and then you had Louis Hall playing in that left-back slot. So even though we were out of position, you still had lots of defensive cover.
Yeah.
Great ball to Isaac.
Referee.
Yeah, I love that one. It's a bit too tight there, sir. But again, great ball in through the middle to Isaac, who is big and strong, and that's what, again, we need to see more from Isaac. when he's on his
yeah,
own in the middle. Just needs to hold the ball up a little bit, doesn't he?
exactly. As you can see there, he's got the technical capability to do that, and it's so important that he does it. And it was great play that. We didn't lead to anything there. We kicked it out of play, unfortunately, but it's a goal kick to Arsenal. But he's looking sharp, Isaac, and if we keep the ball and it goes up to him, and then we go from there, then it would look so dangerous.
Yeah. Well, we'd have looked at a totally different side with Tonali in the middle of the park, haven't we? You know, like I say, as much as we talk about J7 and his power to disrupt play, I think Tonali's got that and more. Well done, Tonali. Go on, Bruno. Don't jump in. Good lad. I thought we were going to get onto another one. It was 3v3 for the second.
Go on, get in there.
Well done, Trippier. I mean, like I say, he didn't care where it went as long as it didn't come over our halfway line.
He absolutely classed tonight, Trippier.
Oh, he's absolutely superb, Trippier, tonight. And again, you know, I'm going to say all of them have played well. I mean, there's not been one, like I say, I've mentioned Louis Saul, but again, a couple of stray passes to him that's made him look poor rather than him. I mean, he has missed one out of the three, if you like, that have been directly his fault. But apart from that, again, I can't really say there's been a bad player on the pitch.
No, I agree. And I think Bruno's got it here in the middle. He's looking for a foul. He's got one.
Just taking Partey on, and he's drawn him in, gets his leg, and just taps it. Tonali's questioning everything now. Look.
Yeah, he's saying, why isn't that a yellow card? Because they've just stopped the counter-attack there. Because Arsenal, they know every time we're going forward, we look dangerous. So they're having to bring us down because they're panicking, you know?
Yeah.
But as a side note, I think it's like we're set up perfectly in this game because we're so combative and we're so organised defensively and offensively for the counter-attack. It's in other games where we have to be more dominant against so-called lesser sides, where we need a bit more technicality, perhaps.
Go on. Again, a long ball over the top there caused them. Oh, that's a great ball from Raya, to be fair.
It is.
We've got Havertz free, but again, it's just muscled out by Louis Saul. Havertz goes down to the floor and he's saying, "Ref, come on, I was barged into there." But you know what? That's rubbish. Louis Saul did well to come round there. Really good ball from Raya over the top. Louis Saul and Trippier down on him. Louis Saul gets to the side of him. There is some contact there, but there's nothing on it. And
Havertz him.
Yeah, exactly. Look,
50-50.
Havertz was just trying his luck there, mate, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Again, you know, Trips and Hall was just blocking any route to goal there. So stunning play again.
He had three around him, so he's like, okay, I've got three rounders. I'm going to just collapse to the ground, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
And get a free kick.
You know what I've loved today, though, mate? What I've actually loved to see, we've gone back to old school, where we've not peed about around our box with the ball, trying to, you know, build from the back. You know, we got a chance here again. Isaac going into the box, or a little shot straight at the goal, unfortunately, that time. We had a little bit of an opportunity again there if he'd have just lifted his head up, because Anthony Gordon was on the inside of him.
Yeah, he's wanting his goal, Isaac. But
well, he's confident, and why not?
Yeah, but no, I agree, Gary. Do you know what I mean? Like, a bit old school in that you're not taking any risks. You're minimising the risks. And
you're competing for balls in their third, aren't you? And that's, you know, that's where we've struggled in the past, because we think we are too skillful and technical, and we're not. You know, at the back, there's teams that you can do that against, and there's teams that you can't.
Aye.
Tonali there with a little bit of a mishap, taking the ball out for a corner, but again, not an issue.
Just
they are complaining for everything at the minute towards the referee.
I'll just be 2 minutes, Gary.
Okay, mate, no worries. So we've got a corner for let's do a GoFundMe for Chris and his lass. Hells, you're having far too much fun out there, Hells. I've just seen you. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. Yeah, I was singing that in my head once I'd read that, but we got a Marino's come on for Odegaard, believe it or not. And we have, I think that I've just seen, it's true. Sterling's come on for Trossard. So again, this is how well we are playing in this system at the minute. We're forcing them to make substitutions on the 60th minute, which is obviously as I call the abnormal hour. It seems to be a lot of players or a lot of coaches like to make subs then when it's not going your way. Ball comes in again, headed at the near post by Murphy, clear for another corner. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dunhill. Arsenal are rattled, and they have been from the start. Hey, it's all right getting flights over here, boys, but we've got to get tickets. That's going to be the tougher. So if anybody's got any contact for tickets, let us know. Corner in again. Dubs gets a fist to it, just pushes it towards the penalty spot. Again, ball breaks free to Bruno. Bruno sees Isak to the inside left. It's a bit wide, but Isak manages to get the ball. And again, Rice on the slide. Isak just waiting for him to come in, and Rice slides, and it's just out for a throw into Newcastle, just inside the Arsenal half. Anthony Gordon there with a little bit of shithousery, went to throw it backwards. All the Arsenal players went to go for it and reacted, and he just let the ball go for Louis Hall to take. Love it. Absolutely love it. So confident the lads are playing with a heads up. Shaw now. Again, not really seeing much of Shaw. He's done what he needed to do. Not taking many chances. Yeah, you're absolutely right, buddy. Again, Trippier heads it towards the halfway line. Headed cleared again by Skelly. A little bit of coming together with Shaw and Havertz. And Shaw goes down under Havertz's challenge, but the referee says, no, you've still got the ball, carry on. Burn up to Louis Hall. Louis Hall sees Gordon. Gordon tries to do a little bit of a 180 turn, but shows the ball far too much, and Arsenal take it back again. Juan Reri tries to clip a ball across the 6-yard box, a little bit too long again. But again, not allowed any space whatsoever to get that cross in. It's always under challenge, and it was big Dan Burn this time that got a little bit on him. He did beat him for pace, mind, but again, he wasn't given the freedom of Newcastle to get that ball in. It was all a bit rushed and hurried. So throw into Newcastle, in line with the penalty area. Trippier looks to go down line. Isak comes to meet it, but tries to flick it out towards Murphy. A little bit too much meat on the ball, and it goes out for a throw into Arsenal, who again back in play now. Again, they've speeded the game up. Arteta, now you're not playing Arteta time now because there are so many goals behind. I'd love the camera to have a look at the Arsenal fans and see if they're doing a Spursy and leaving the ground early. Again, just allowing the lads to play in front of us. There's no pressure on the ball. Anything from the 40-yard lines, it's like a case of you can have it there, lads. You keep it really narrow in the midfield, so there's no passing lanes. Sterling now, first time I've really seen anything from Sterling. Yeah, Sterling's come on down for Trossard, and they've taken Odegaard off, who looked like their dangerous player in the middle, and they've put Marino on.
Odegaard, like I say, you know what I mean. He hasn't executed that final pass, that final shot, as well as he was. You know what I mean, for Arsenal. He has went off the ball a bit, as good as he is.
Yeah, I've got me black and white beer. This is, I think this is a Scandinavian one. I saw this and I'm thinking, but anything black and white, I'm drinking tonight.
That'll do.
So I'm celebrating with the rest of you guys. Connor's just put in there. AFTV is saying Arsenal haven't turned up tonight and played shocking and giving no credit towards us. And do you expect anything else? These guys just, I do watch some of their stuff, but again, it's all me. Nobody else competes in this league for any of these cups. It's just me. And like I say, I don't care what anybody says, and yes, I may be biased, but if anybody tells me that Arsenal are the better side, like the pundits have tonight, I'd want to question what they're watching compared to me. Because Arsenal have knocked on the door, but they've only knocked on the door from the 30-yard line. There's been nothing in and around Dubs at all.
That seems a very simplistic view to say Arsenal have been the better side tonight when it seems like they're basing it off possession.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you can allow anybody to have the ball in front. Possession, like I say, is only 9/10 of the law, isn't it? Skelly just trying to get in and around. Trippier again stands his ground and gets the tackle in, out for another corner to Arsenal. I think Arsenal are definitely winning on corners.
That's what they play for, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be fair, they have looked half decent, in the league. But they, again, I've criticised our defence at set pieces, but we've not looked shaken by. Ball comes in. I'm just watching this. Sorry, guys. Again, well defended. Ball comes to the edge of the box, and again, it's lots of red shirts in and around there, and there's a black wall just beyond that. And again, there's no way that these guys are allowing any of the players to run with the ball into the box.
No,
great tackles in there. Another corner.
Arsenal, like you said, don't get us wrong, they're very strong at set pieces, and they've scored so many goals from set pieces. But tonight, like you say, we've looked shaky at times from defending corners. But tonight, we've just won everything, or at least got our body in the way. We've just looked so solid defending these corners so far. Which is a massive credit, because Arsenal are dangerous, like I say, from these positions.
Yeah, Dunnell's saying that they're one-trick ponies at corners, and like I say, they've used it to their benefit, if I'm honest with you. But they look awful up top. They really do. Bruno's having a right tussle there, isn't he?
Nothing stupid. Please don't do anything stupid.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Well done, Dubs, because he's come through a number of bodies there to get a hand on that one. Well done. Is that Murphy who's just won that ball on the edge of the box? Plays it simple up to Isaac on the left-hand touch line. Ball's out for a throw into Newcastle now. Bit of relief now. Isaac just waiting for Louis Saul, and Louis Saul's just doing the shithouse route.
That was good from Isaac. Get the throw in, and before that, Murphy.
Superb.
Get it up.
And that's what I said. Sometimes you just got to allow the game to run its course. You've beaten them on everything, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you see and how you play it. It's the scoreline that counts at the end of the day. Sometimes, if it ain't pretty, you've still got to win ugly. And I think we have been guilty in the past of trying to be too pretty and try and score the perfect goal at times. Where, like I say, you should just hit the onion sack. So I think it's been an absolutely tremendous performance. I really do.
Yeah. No doubt.
Little ball over the top there, just to try and break lines, but again, two banks. Oh,
lovely,
great little give and go with Gordon and Isaac up to the halfway line. Gordon, I think he's probably asking a little bit much of Isaac there on that run, but he does well to get anywhere near it, to be fair.
Yeah, he got up the field quick.
Yeah, Gabriel just spun him around a little bit, and like I say, I think Isaac will need a little bit of a rest now. Botman could be a booking for that one, as it was a body check.
Yeah, but I think without taking liberties, could Asula not come on for Isaac at this stage?
I mean, I think you'll probably find, and again, you're looking at shape. The one person that has given us an outlet all night has been Isaac. For them little runs to the width. And the problem I find with Asula is he's too train tracked. He's too central for me. That's why he struggles to find space to score, because he doesn't move defenders around too much. And all good strikers, goal scorers, whether you're wherever you play up top, you've got to have movement. And the one thing that I think that is Asula's downfall. If you look at the way Asula got his goal, was it against Southampton, where he come off on the right-hand side and then he went down the right-hand channel, cut in and scored with his left foot. Because of his movement and being so far away from goal, he created his own chance. And like I say, from the way he plays when he goes up the top, a lot of the time, he's too central, too much, and he just wants the ball over the top to run in behind. And at this level, you can't afford to stay still. You've got to move. Looks like it's another corner again. A bit of high-fiving going on amongst the lads.
Brilliant
that was Anthony
from
Gordon getting the challenge in there.
Put his body in the way, track the runner. Brilliant teamwork. I think he shielded it out for a goal kick, I believe.
Hold on, I can only do this quickly though, too. Apparently, I've got to stand up if I love the tune. So there you go. I'm doing it. My problem with Asula is he doesn't get enough playing time to know what he can do. He's also thrown into games where we're losing and playing poorly in a group. Yeah, again, Brant, you're true, mate. Sometimes we have to look at everything within the squad. I'm hoping this is shithousery now because Dubs is back down. He's still complaining about that ankle.
It's probably genuine if 4-0 now. I'm assuming there's something in this, but at 4-0, to be going down, it's. I wonder if it's Liverpool in the final. I wonder if this is the way to go about it.
I just love that first goal, if I'm honest. I keep looking at it thinking, like I say, I love the second goal as well, but the first goal, the shape of that ball was stunning. If I stand up, I'll fall over, says Queen of Art. Well, listen, do it with aids. I'm not saying you should be jumping up. I'm just saying do it with aids if you need to stand up. We also have a certain Callum Wilson on the bench. You're absolutely right, Dom. And to me, I think if anybody, if we need a player to be match ready, I think it's him, because Isak will not last the whole season.
I agree. I absolutely agree. So I would say get him on. If he's on the bench, if he's deemed fit, then put him on. It's 4-0. He needs to get up to speed to take the burden off Isak. So, yeah, you say Isak's not going to last the season doing it all on his own. So it's something.
Listen, they're not going to score 4 goals in 17 minutes, right? But in the 73rd minute, what is the? I know you look at as a defensive unit, you want that clean sheet, and I respect that. But even if we concede 1, even if we concede 2, because we've put players on, I think sometimes you just have to look ahead. We've got a really busy month. We've got some really strong teams coming our way. I don't think you can afford to sit back on your laurels when it comes to that. First time I've seen Dubs go short for a long time. So again, we're just drawing the play on from Arsenal. Hit through the middle towards Isak. Not a great ball, but it falls to Tonali. Out to Lewis Hall, who tries to give and go down the line. Tonali receives the ball. Great little turn. Tonali's on his own down that left touch line, to be fair. There ain't a lot of movement towards the box. Tonali gets a bit of a tap from Thomas Partey in that right back position. And he's saying, no, you can have the throw-in, lads. I had to look up then. I thought Tonali was with me for a second. But then I realised it's just you two.
Tim Nolly, innit?
But Tonali's been outstanding again. Another player. Again, for me, even though sometimes he does stuff so simple, you just have to, tip your cap, don't you?
Even that there.
Yeah, exactly.
Tight position and just getting away from the midfielder, just manoeuvring away down the line like that is, spot on.
Throw into Newcastle now, a bit further down the field. Again, Botman doing superbly well just to shepherd that ball out as Arsenal win the ball back in the corner. Try and break down the line, but again, really nice play. Tonali just losing out in the middle of the park there. But again, if you look at this is what I love about Newcastle in this situation. It's not about racing after the ball anymore. It's about straight away tucking into that shape. 5-4-1 now, and that's how it's been most of the game. It's just been a blockade, hasn't it? The white and black wall has been superb.
Yeah.
And these outlets, this is what I love. Look at that. Arsenal have struggled to cope with that. What we've just seen there from Andy Gordon. Yeah, it didn't come off, but what I look at, there's a chance here. There's a little bit of it's poor again, very very poor on the final third. What I've loved from Newcastle is that break into that half space where Arsenal don't know whether to get tight or work off you, and then like I say, you've just seen Anthony Gordon just drop a shoulder and he's burst through 2 or 3 players. Unfortunately, the touch was a bit too long, and they lost the ball. But again, that's been the outlet for most of the game.
Definitely. And the thing is, this is how Nottingham Forest have got a lot of success this season. I don't expect us to line up like this every game, necessarily, or play like this. So that's Dan Burns.
Yeah, Dan Burns just got a bit of a bang on the front of his knee.
Like, this is what I mean before. In games like this is brilliant and it's perfect. So in games against the likes of Fulham, who were good sides, and I agree with Win in that there's no easy game really. Southampton rooted at the bottom, but in general, most teams are good, and but at the same time, we are still expected to have more of the ball against some teams. So, how do we go about those games? Do we go about those games with these tactics? Probably not. So that's where can we complement these sort of performances with more technical performances, against the likes of Fulham that wasn't there.
Yeah, and I think that's what frustrates you as a fan, though, isn't it? You look at each performance for the merit it gives you, which is you're looking for the 3 points in the Premier League, and I'm just going to hold on for a second because there was going to be a half chance to Arsenal. It's funny how they've put Calafiori on now for at right back because their defence has been run ragged at the minute. And Jorginho's coming for Partey in the middle, so they're certainly going for it now. Arsenal, but like I say, it seems too little, too late. And again, that was Murphy getting his toe onto that one. Connor's asked a question: would you play this formation and tactics in the final? Well, I've seen no reason not to, mate. If I'm honest, for me, it's worked an absolute treat. You've stopped them playing football. I think the difference is, when you look at the high line of Spurs, if that's who we end up playing, I think you wouldn't need to do this. You'd just stay with your normal formation because they allow you to play behind you. Because the ball over the top beats Spurs every time. Against Liverpool, probably, definitely. I think this could work. Oh, we're making our first subs. Murphy's coming off on the 80th minute. So again, he's kept the shape of the team for as long as he can. Willock and Kraft are coming on.
Yeah, it's a good point from Kenny there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It's Willock's on, so get some minutes.
Who was the other one that come off? Oh, it's Botman. Yeah, so Botman was. I would say he didn't look as though he was running freely for a while there, Botman. So maybe a little bit of cramp settling in, but he's done well. He's done really well. So Crafty's come on and to play in that hole, and like I say, Kraft has always done a job for us when he's been thrown in. So,
it's important. Definitely, it's important for these players to get the minutes so that they are sharp to an extent, so that when they are called upon, they can execute what we want them to. And Kraft has always, like you say, done a job for us. So it's good to see him back.
Willock's gone into the right-sided position, like for Murphy. So it'll be interesting to see how he does on this right-hand side, to be fair. Because, like I say, we need to start having a look at players now, don't we, down this right-hand side,
Yep.
and it doesn't matter who it is.
Absolutely.
Because, like I say, you can't just rely on Murphy for the rest of the season either. Little ball over the top for Arsenal to try and run onto. A little bit of a coming together. Referee's having none of it because
he's going down again, isn't he?
Yeah, that's Havertz again, isn't it? Jorginho threw over the top, and he's saying that there was nothing there. Jorginho's saying that to the referee that Havertz had got his arms around him. I mean, as you can see there, it was on the side of him, but you get that every game, and if you're going to give a penalty for that, there's going to be 10 a game.
Look at Havertz's legs, his knees. He just buckle. You know what I mean? There's just nothing taking him down. He just buckles his knees, going down the ground like he does all the time. Really, Havertz, and he's a sneaky character, like any. He's always looking for that. Never. I mean, Dan Burns getting physical, but it was never a penalty. And with Joe Willock, I agree. I think we've got to try him out maybe in the wide positions. I think I'd be tempted to play him there more than centre midfield. And again, it comes into the rotation side of things. I want us to rotate a bit more. And who's to say that Willock can't come in on the right side or left side? But
you look at the shape. Just stay there now. Look at the screen, and you see what I mean. Where Gordon was in line with Isak, sitting in that left 10 slot. And I honestly do think that where before we used to go 1-for-1, and when J7 was in, he'd always play on that left hand side. I think now that this is something that Eddie Howe is trying, with Anthony Gordon playing in that higher role, in that inside left position, in that 10 slots, that there's probably only going to be room on certain occasions for the likes of Willock to get the central midfield position. Because, like I said, I haven't seen Hall hasn't done much wrong today when he's come on that left side of midfield. He's slotted in, done really well. He's tracked back. Yes, you don't get the same type of sting and doggedry as you do from J7 with Lewis Hall, but you get a little bit more of technical ability because he holds onto the ball and he's got a bit of vision. And I'm not saying J7 is lacking all of that. The trouble is with J7 just wants to steamroll everybody. That's what we need to be doing, and we need to be a little bit quicker there, Willock, on that one, because he's just lost the ball on the edge of the box. But again, not his fault. It was a battle. Willock again down this right hand side. Yeah. Got a lot of grass to run into if he wants to. But again, he's just holding up the ball. Trippier just give him a call. Oh, Bruno with a reverse pass into the corner. Floated over to the back stick. Oh, I thought Lewis Hall was going to get his head on that. It's fallen to Tonali, but there's been a freak. Oh, it's an offside position. What a great...
When you sit there...
No view ball from Bruno again.
Right, that's where he's best. In the final third, or that higher position, with those through balls. That's where I want... Not further back. And he showed his quality there to thread those balls through. And we recovered the ball well there. We lost it, but we got back in numbers, got it back, and then went forward again. So that kind of summed up that move there, kind of our performance.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you look at, we're in the 84th minute now, and it just proves how dominant we've been from that midfield, because it's the midfield that's won this game. They've battled really well, but it's been the midfield players that have really kept that shape, stopped the passing lanes, and anything that has come through, it's been really poorly distributed. That the back lads, the lads at the back have been able to mop anything up. Great little ball over the top again to Willock from Gordon. Again, first touch Willock. That is so bad. That is. But again, Tonali bringing that ball out the middle again. He's gone down a bit here. Tonali. He's probably suffering from a little bit of cramp.
Well, get him off. Any doubts, just get him off.
Yeah, absolutely. The last thing we need now is for him to rip a calf muscle.
Yeah.
Bring Miley on.
Definitely.
He's certainly struggling. Tonali shouldn't be on the field of play, mate, now. and Bruno's lucky not to.
Wait.
Just got to be careful not to give yourself.
Right.
Oh,
Referee.
that's filthy, Ricey. That is
Right.
filthy. Look at him. He's just got straight
Yep.
back to his feet. Bruno. Straight back to his feet and said, "Go on." Yeah, but that is nasty. That's a player who's struggling with form. Look at that.
Seriously,
He's nowhere near that ball.
Honestly, Gary, come on, is that not a red card? I mean, he's lucky there. If he stood catches him there, that's a red card.
Yeah, that is absolutely right. I mean, look at that. Ricey on Tonali, giving him some as he run past as well. Obviously giving a bit of Bruno back there where he did the last game.
He's totally rattled.
Oh, Callum Wilson's coming up. And Longstaff. And obviously that's got to be Tonali's last minutes because he's gone. His calf is cramping up like mad. Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. I'm going to give you an applause, my lad, because you have been outstanding once again. Tonali for Longstaff in the 87th minute, and Wilson coming on for Isaac, which is exactly what we expected. Give him a run out.
Well,
hopefully it lasts around about 5 minutes.
A goal for him would top it off nicely, wouldn't it? That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it is a shame. I'm agreeing with Queenie. It's a shame we didn't see Marley on. But again, he's not had many minutes, Longstaff. And we're going to need all of this squad going forward. So, Miley has played in front of Longstaff recently. So I think this is probably, again, tactical awareness on giving lads that have played less minutes a shout.
Yeah. You're saying, Gary, I mean, getting there. Brilliant. But, these Arsenal players love to whinge, don't they? They can't hack it at all.
Yeah, mate. Look, Dunhill Baines, Rice, what a waste of £100 million. He has probably one good game in 4 or 5, and that's coming from the Arsenal players. Fans. Well done, Dan Burn. Out to Bruno. Oh, I thought Bruno was going to take a foot off then. He was committed all the way to that shot.
Aye.
Sorry, mate, for butchering him.
Oh, no, I mean, say what you want about Souness, but Graham Souness observed as a centre midfielder that Declan Rice was more centre-back or will be a centre-back in the future. So I'm not sure what that says about Rice's, technical capabilities, but I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's okay. He's okay of a player, you know what I mean? But he's not £100 million.
He's a good player.
I mean, you look at some of the players around him, you know what I mean? He couldn't lace the boots of some of them.
Well, I wouldn't swap him for Tonali.
Oh, I wouldn't swap him for Bruno either.
Nah.
Sorry, just a bit of a lag. You've got a chance here. I think that's the only thing that he gives Arsenal is that potential shot at goal and the odd goal from midfield. I don't think he gives them much else.
No, they don't like it at all.
There for a corner. Sorry, we seem to have gone off the commentary a little bit. But to be fair, we're winning 4-0. Enjoy.
Well, what it is Arsenal getting rattled and throwing the toys out the pram and kicking us and whinging the referee. So that's what's happening in the last 5-10 minutes.
You're absolutely right, Kenny, as well. That is Arsenal's best team.
Aye.
And we have absolutely mullered them home and away.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I said. It's a corner to Arsenal. Again, towards the back post, but it's over the top this time from Skelly from a header. It's the first time they've actually got a free header.
It is. It is. When you say about the inside left position for Gordon, Gary, going forward, do you mean in a 5 or do you mean in a 4?
No, so what you've got with Gordon now, you've got a system where Gordon will go wide and he'll try and, again, it's about disturbing the opposition because somebody has to come out and mark you. And as soon as the ball, when we build up from the back, say if it comes from Byrne to Lewis Hall down that left-hand channel. What you get then, where before you had J7 had run into the inside left position, Gordon would stay out wide and go a little bit further and look for the overlap from Hall. You have a rotation inside now from Anthony Gordon. He steps in field, and that allows or stops like the likes of J7 coming. Oh, he's Louis Smiley. Well done.
Yeah.
Nice to see him on. I'm hoping that's for Bruno. It is. Get Bruno off because, like I say, the last thing we want is to lose the captain. He's done tremendously well today. And so for me, what that's done, it's given more space for Louis Hall. Yes, it stopped J7 or whoever plays that left centre midfield. It's blocked their channel runs, but it's freeing up Bruno because of the way it works. It's not only just sitting in, and you've always got then with Gordon doing that, Hall going long, J7 and Tonali then sit in that deeper pockets for any of the ball that just drops back. And then because J7's in there and can't go forward because of where Gordon's positioning is, because he's trying to stay close now, and again, this has been the critique of ours for a long time, is isolation for Isaac. There isn't any players close to him at times. Oh, look at that little bit of skillful ball there.
So even in a 4-3, let's call it a 4-3-3, you know.
Yeah.
Even in that, like you're saying, obviously, Gordon can go in the inside position. And as I say this, one of the Arsenal players, Havertz, is kicking off again. Having a whinge at Gordon.
Havertz, but it's Shaw who's got the yellow card.
Right.
Again, but, just for getting, I think it was mouthing more than anything else, if I'm honest.
But yeah, I think if Gordon can carry on, you know, with that sort of finish, for example, and some of the passes that he's made on a technical level, then I agree. It's refreshing to see that, because it's more link play with Isaac and more support for the striker, isn't it? And it's not a two, it's not a partnership, but it's more kind of more of a central threat than what we've seen with the strikers being isolated. And I think that's a good point by Danil.
Absolutely. Can you imagine Saka in this side?
Well,
I think it'd be some side, wouldn't it?
Big time. And obviously everyone knows we want a right winger. And he actually was a boyhood Newcastle fan, you know, apparently. I think his dad supports Newcastle.
Yeah.
You know, obviously we're it's maybe pie in the sky, but, you know, I am a little bit surprised that Arsenal are the nearest ones to Liverpool, because they're a good side, but like you say, with Havertz up front, they haven't got much up there, and they do look a little bit stale. So
if you defend well, and I mean defend well, 10 players, you've got a chance against Arsenal, because they've got nothing up top. Like I say, their biggest thing. Well done, Dubs. Great take from a corner kick there. Their biggest thing is set pieces. That's where they get most of the goals. I mean, don't get me wrong, they did well against Man City because Man City allowed them to play in front of them. We are now in the last minute, Tony, because I know you're asking time left. There was 4 minutes added time with 93 minutes 42. So coming up to full time, buddy. Again, we've gone long, and again, we're not playing in and around our box at all, even, 4-0 up on aggregate. We're just keeping it safe. And again, that's one up and confidence for the defence. Look at that. That's just commitment to the cause from Trippier. He has hammered everybody, and that's it. We are done.
Absolutely love it.
Get in. What a game. Fantastic. We are literally going to stay with you for a couple of minutes, because obviously I'm just waiting for Chris to come back. I'm not sure whether he's back home, because obviously he wants to do the post-match stuff with us. There's lots of happy faces, and so there should, in the crowd. Again, just before we go, I just want to thank everybody that's contributed to the show tonight, all the chats. YSMSI, well done Newcastle, you kept those humblers very quiet tonight. Thank you so much. Again, lots of new names within the chat. Everybody that was involved tonight, thank you so much. Everybody that contributed monies and gifted memberships, again, thank you so much. Without you guys, like I say, it's no fun. And I love the banter, I really do. And like I say, the boy is in town. I can see him on the other screen. He's got his hat on. He's doing the biz. We are literally now going to move on to. Do you want to jump on, Chris, or do you want us to go on to the? Yeah, we'll cut now then. Chris is back home. That's great news. So what we're going to do, boys and girls, we're going to jump on to the other channel. Thank you so much for being my commentator today, Tim. Some great input from yourself, buddy.
Cheers, mate.
Like,
Pleasure.
like I say, you guys stay on board. You should be automatically redirected to the post-match review and give us your opinions. Come on board. Tell us how you feel. And until then, I suppose we'll say goodbye for now, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're the lads.
Cheers.